Right, literally the first play happened. Wandale Robinson caught the ball, 6 yards. I literally jumped on as Tommy DeVito was throwing the first throw of the game. So it wasn't too late, but nice start off to the game. A screen that actually didn't go for negative yards, so that's always great. Wandale, I mean, once we get an actual quarterback in there or a competent offense in general, Wandale is going to be so good. Hand off to Saquon. Saquon's got space. Saquon is in open space, and he picks up about 15 right there. Math is probably wrong right there, but that was a decent run. I was thinking, that like there's no way that Tommy DeVito is going to do anything against Bill Belichick, but you never know. You never know what can happen with Tommy DeVito and the New York Giants. Now he's in the shotgun. Paris Campbell in the game. Play action. DeVito has forever. He literally has forever, and he's taking a shot, and Jalen Hyatt is a dog, man. Jalen Hyatt is a dog. If that throw was a little bit earlier, Jalen Hyatt probably scores. But I'm happy to see him finally touch the ball. Happy to see him touch the ball. I swear he should have gotten that earlier. Let's see if maybe he had to clear a safety or something. Yeah, that ball was pretty much like a half a second late and a little high. But if it wasn't, then Hyatt probably scores right there. All right, Tommy DeVito coming out firing, like coming out doing his thing. Hand off to Breida. Breida's getting the edge. Breida's cutting up, and we're going to lose about a half a yard right there. But how about Tommy DeVito? What if this dude comes out every week and throws 2 or 3 touchdowns? He's got to at least stay on as the backup. The Giants haven't scored an opening drive touchdown in 19 games. That is crazy. Wandale in motion. He fumbles the ball, and the Patriots have it. And the streak will continue. No opening drive touchdown in 20 games because Wandale Robinson couldn't keep a handle on it. Just a botch snap. And Jabril Peppers is out there celebrating. I know he's happy. So there you go. The opening drive mishap that has plagued the Giants for forever. So let's see what happened right here. DeVito put the ball right into Wandale Robinson's stomach, but he just couldn't hold on to it. Just couldn't hold on to it. That's on Wandale right there. That's on Wandale right there. But let's see what this Giants defense has got cooking for us. Mac Jones in the game. This team is pretty much giving up on Mac Jones. So let's see if let's see how that plays out for him. Hand off to Ramondre Stevenson, who instantly picks up about 6.5, 7 yards on his first carry. Exactly, it was all part of the plan. You know, it was all part of the scheme. Because that offense was coming out looking good, as it always does. Most opening drives, and there's always like some penalty or fall, or some penalty or turnover that will stall the drive out. Another pitch to Ramondre Stevenson, and he's getting about a half a yard, but pretty much the Giants shut down that toss. So this is going to be 3rd and 2.5. I wonder if Dex is out there because I heard that he was doubtful for today's game. And if Dex isn't playing, I think that just adds on to folks that want to tank. I mean, if Dex isn't out there, I'm pretty sure that's probably a coach's decision. And I don't see him out there. So 3rd and 2 coming up for the Giants. They got 2 seconds left on the play clock, and Mac Jones didn't get the ball off. And not only that ball pretty much got fumbled, but the clock saved him. Exactly. Drop that handoff and sit Dex down on the bench. I'm pretty sure Dex isn't playing today, which I think may be like his first game he's ever missed. I think that's his first game as a Giant that he's missed. Third and 7 here for the Patriots. The dogs are going to get unleashed. And Adoree Jackson, who I think missed last week and maybe the week before, has a nice pass up breakup on 4th and 7, on 3rd and 7, actually. And the Patriots will punt. He just sat right on that route, just kept his eyes on Mac Jones the whole time, and just broke on that ball. Who's number 1? I think that's Juju. The Patriots have got to figure out a way to involve Kayshon Boutte in the offense. I just really feel like that guy has gotten like such the short end of the stick. Gunnar Olszewski to return it. He's got a nice avenue. He's going to have to hold on to the football, and he does. So the Giants will start back at the 24.5. After putting together a really good drive, that first drive, with Wan'Dale eventually fumbling, and the Patriots went 3 and out. So no surprises so far in this game. But for anybody that hasn't seen the beginning, Devito hit Hyatt down the field for like a 35-yard pass. Really nice catch by Hyatt to high point the ball and still get 2 feet down on a kind of like an overthrown ball from Tommy DeVito. But other than that, same old, same old. I just realized I got my mic away. Maybe I sound funny, but my mic was kind of pointed away from me. Let's see if anybody's on the board in these early games. No one on the board yet. The Buccaneers are in the red zone, though. What's going on? What's going on, man? Talking Echo. Do you think DJ throws that crosser to Hyatt? I think DJ throws the crosser to Hyatt. I think it might even be an earlier throw. He might even hit him in stride. I don't think that's DJ's issue, throwing the guys that are wide open like that. I think the bigger issue is him throwing those deep passes, those hole shots. Trusting his arm, even though I think DJ has a good enough arm to be able to do all of that. But trusting his arm down the field in between the corner and the safety in that cover 2 is DJ's issue. And as you see, Tommy DeVito put that on Saquon last week in that cover 2 zone that they were playing. And I don't think DJ throws that consistently. But I do think he throws that ball to Hyatt. What's going on, man? But yeah, I don't think DJ's issue is throwing those guys, throwing the ball to the wide open guys. Don Bosco Prep. Looks like they got a lot of resources at that school. Tommy DeVito graduated the same year of high school as me. How long has this dude been in college? Or did he win did he win that championship as like a sophomore or something? He had to have not won it as a senior, because I'm like, that's crazy. All right. DeVito back there again. Wan'Dale in motion once again. He's got time. He's taking another shot. And Hyatt, with his second catch of the day, that is the shot that I said that DJ doesn't throw. He does not throw that shot in between that corner and that safety in the cover 2, where that corner passes off to the safety, and that's the hole right there. That is the open space for that pass that Hyatt has been open on. Slayton has been open on pretty much all year. DeVito so far is 3 for 3 for 57 yards. Now he's back under center. I'm guessing the handoff to Saquon is coming. Actually, a play action, and Devito is going to get sacked. The Patriots were not fooled right there. Jabril Peppers is all over the field. He looks inspired. I think Jabril Peppers wanted to be a Giant for life, but it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, I would say Saquon has to do a better job blocking Jabril right there. You got to do a better job right there, Saquon. Like, I know the other guy was coming too, but excuse me. I know the other guy was blitzing too, but Saquon has got to do a better job. And now he drops the ball right here to make it 3rd and 17. So I would say DeVito right now is having a good game, but other guys are kind of letting him down. And Jabril Peppers went to Don Bosco Prep too. And Paramus Catholic. So won 4 state championships. Every single year he played, he won the championship. All right, DeVito's taking another. Yeah. So DeVito has 2 throws and a dropped handoff. So again, I think he's played pretty well, but he's kind of had some bad breaks. That is a bad drop by Wandale. He's got to settle in here. I never thought I'd say this, but this team is letting Tommy DeVito down. And we'll punt this back to the Patriots after a really good first drive. And now you got a muff punt on the Patriots side. And he's going to get pushed out of bounds at the 20. I'm happy that Tommy DeVito has been able to make these games watchable because I thought it was going to be like horrible. I thought it was going to be like Jake Fromm level stuff. So to all the people that want to see a tank, I mean, this is as good as it gets because these guys are just tripping all over each other. And Brian comes in just as I'm talking about that. Yeah, if you're looking for the tank, these guys are making all the mistakes necessary to lose to a team this bad. And not to say we're not a bad team, but the Patriots are just as bad. Exactly, talking Echo. This is exactly what we've seen for years. First drive, you go down the field to like the 30-something yard line, then you throw an interception, or you have 3 false starts or a holding penalty, or you take a bad sack, and that drive is done. And then you come back the second drive, and then everything just falls apart. That's kind of consistent. I mean, going back to the Eli Manning days, that's kind of what we've seen. Oh yeah, I definitely understand, Brian. I definitely understand. As I said last week, and I think you and someone else were in the chat, kind of hoping for the loss. I definitely understand both sides, but I mean, go Tigers! Shout out to Jaden Daniels. He's playing so well that no matter what happens, we'll be able to get Jaden Daniels. If he's going to go number 3 overall or go top 5. We can easily move up to the 3rd or 4th or 5th position if we're not there. So I'm just ready to just see some entertaining football. I don't think we're going to be able to get one of those top 2 quarterbacks unless we trade up. But yeah. So just as I said, Dexter Lawrence is out. A-Shaw Robinson filling in there, but right now they got DJ Davison in there. Screen from the Patriots. I think that's Can't tell who that is. I think that's Juju. So nice screen from the Patriots right there. First actual like good play of the game. Yeah, but I mean, losing games isn't going to get us in position to take offensive linemen. I mean, that's not really going to help anything. Like, there's no offensive lineman that we're going to take with like the second overall pick. And then once you get in the second round, we have 2 second-round picks. So I mean, like I said, losing isn't really going to help us with the offensive line. I think we sign a vet offensive lineman, and I think we draft a guy in the second round, which I think is doable. What is Mac Jones doing? That was as bad a throw as I've seen. Like, Mac Jones threw like a floater to the sideline. The ball was in the air for 50 minutes. I don't know why he's throwing 3-yard jump balls. Mac Jones just threw a 3-yard jump ball, and then begged for a flag. Really? All right, 2nd and 10. Handoff here to Ramondre Stevenson, who's going to fall forward. Oh, that's Zeke right there. He's going to fall forward for 6 yards. If the Patriots know anything, they know to feed Ezekiel Elliott against the Giants. Mac Jones really just threw a 3-yard jump ball. All right, 3rd and 4 here for Mac Jones and the Patriots. And is he going to get it? Ezekiel Elliott is going to fall forward and pick up that first down. Vintage Zeke right there. What's going on? Let's see, Talking Echo says, in my order, the quarterbacks I wouldn't mind the Giants taking high. Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, and maybe 4, Michael Penix Jr. I would take that. That's probably my exact same order. Michael Penix has the injury issues and the age issue, but man, I mean, I think if he can give you a good 9-10 years, I mean, who cares? But the problem then just becomes the injuries. Mac Jones is taking the checkdowns because they're open pretty much all day. I don't know who that is right there. I think that, that's Ramondre Stevenson right there. So they'll be on 2nd and 4. The Patriots are moving the ball just a little bit. Mac Jones threw for 5, 30 yards. I think DeVito maybe 3 for 5 for like maybe 60. Another handoff to Ramondre Stevenson, who made a great move in the hole and picked up a first down right there. But yeah, like I said, I mean, us losing isn't going to help us get a better offensive line. I mean, if anything, winning would probably help us get a better offensive line because they'd be more likely to take an offensive lineman at 7 or 8 than they would at 3. So, but I think we'll take a quarterback there, and we'll get an offensive lineman round 2. Mac Jones had a perfect pocket right there and had an open guy and just missed him. I think that was Kayshon Boutte. No, it's not. But had an open guy and just missed him. How do I feel about the Wink and Dable news that broke? I think could be complete BS, could be true. But I guess maybe a motive there could be that the defense has played so well and the offense hasn't held up their end of the bargain. But who knows? Could be true, could not be true. But people think that a lot of people think it's not true. Ramondre Stevenson there breaking. I mean, that dude is so hard to bring down. I wanted the Giants to take him when he was coming out. But yeah, we definitely need to fix the line. But again, look at the way that the offensive line is protecting. Look at the way that they've protected the last couple of weeks. They have not been getting pushed around since Andrew Thomas and JMS came back. The offensive line, I'm not going to say that it's not an issue, but they haven't been getting thrown. They haven't been getting bullied. So you got Andrew Thomas, you got JMS, I don't know what's going on with Evan Neal. I mean, he may be the guy, he may not be. But I think at this point, over the last couple of games he's played, he's been at least solid. And Mac Jones is going to throw it a little bit behind him, and the Patriots are probably going to punt or kick a field goal here. But you got Andrew Thomas and JMS locked down. You got Justin Pugh, who's been playing solid at left guard. And you got Bredesen, who's been solid. And you got Evan Neal. So I think if you sign a veteran guard or a veteran tackle, and then you get a guard or a tackle in the draft, I think that pretty much makes your offensive line solid. I don't think it's that awful of a thing, because once you see the offense does not look like, oh, we can't run anything because our offensive line is bad. And Raheem Nunez-Roches just jumped off sides on the punt. I mean, you're not going to block the punt at your big weight, dude. So it's no point in jumping off sides. Dex, he has a hamstring, so that could be okay. So he didn't jump off sides. They're actually calling that delayed game. But Dex, they said he has a hamstring issue. It could be a tank thing. It could be that they're just going to tank and put Dex on IR, or it could actually be he has a hamstring. But I mean, you never see like a guy that big that plays on the defensive line having a hamstring issue. Yeah, the offensive line is just not some like sieve. It was like that against the first two or three teams we played, and of course, like I said, it has to be improved, but it's not as awful as it looked at the beginning of this season. I just don't think so. Like, it's just not, because JMS has gotten better. As long as Andrew Thomas and JMS is there, we're going to be at least a bottom third quartile offensive line. And then you add in another good starter, who I think Justin Pugh has been, and then you add on the key to this is Evan Neal. That's really the only thing. Is Evan Neal going to be horrible, or is Evan Neal going to be solid? Or is he going to be good? But if Evan Neal is playing like the worst tackle in football, then yeah, the offensive line is going to look horrible. But as long as he's not playing like the worst tackle in football, this offensive line is not the like issue that won't allow us to run the offense. Because that's really what happened, is that there was no answer for blocking a guy like Hassan Reddick last year in the playoffs against the Eagles, because Evan Neal just couldn't block him. And then you had Glowinski playing right guard, and he was just playing horribly. He was playing like the worst right guard in the NFL. So I think both positions have been solid with Tyree Phillips there, and with Ben Bredesen playing right guard. So I don't see an issue there at all. Again, I don't even want to word it that way. There is an issue, but it's not as big an issue as I think some people are saying. And that being said, I still think we can add a vet offensive lineman and a guy in the second round to play guard. Just two offensive linemen, I think, really make this team, this offensive line, a lot better. But I think even at this point, obviously the issue right here on offense this year has been quarterback. It's been quarterback, and it's been the weapons. And Jalen Hyatt has kind of gotten open. He's made plays, but other than that, I mean, we don't have that weapon consistently that we can go to on a down in, down out basis that is number one wide receiver. You don't see many NFL offenses that are successful that don't have a number one wide receiver. That was supposed to be Darren Waller. Guess what? He's been injured. That was supposed to be him. He's been injured, and also they just haven't gone to him. We got the Gunners in the chat. What's going on? They just haven't gone to Darren Waller like a number one receiver. So they did it in practice. They did it in the preseason, but they didn't do it in the regular season. Paris Campbell has been a big disappointment. But we just need a number one. And it could be Hyatt, but we need better quarterback play to see that. but Hyatt also doesn't provide you that intermediate and short uh, threat. Saquon's going to run for 2 right there. DeVito so far 3 for 5, 57 yards. I have the over 60 completion percentage for him today, so hopefully he can stay over that. But Saquon picked up 3 on first down. Hyatt back in the game. Slayton is not in the game, I'm pretty sure. Can't tell who that is in the game. If that's Slayton or Hodgins there. But that's Slayton right there. Man, what a dog to come back and play this week. But yeah, I mean, the offense does not look inoperable. And the sad thing is, like, Daniel Jones went out. Tyrod Taylor looked a bit better on a play-in, play-out basis. And Tommy DeVito looked horrible starting off after he came in for Tyrod. But now he looks like the best quarterback that's running this offense. He's getting the ball out. He's getting the ball. He's being decisive. And the plays that he's not decisive, he just takes a sack and he doesn't throw an interception or anything. But Wandale is going to catch this time and he's break a tackle and actually make something good happen. Nice play from Wandale to make a play for his quarterback. Yeah, I really think if we can get a guy like Rome Odunze or a guy like a dog and wide receiver one of those guys that we may even be able to trade up for into the first round for. We get one of those guys. We get Malik Neighbors, man. I think we'd be looking good. All right, Saquon is going to get about a half a yard, but the Jaden Daniels, Malik Neighbors connection would be like Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase light. If we could get them in New York, I would love that, man. I would love that as an LSU fan to see those two in blue. It would probably take us trading up to get Malik Neighbors. He probably goes in the teens, sadly. But man, if we can get both of those two, that'd be crazy. At first, I was thinking we may be able to get Jaden Daniels at like 30, but guess not. DeVito's got time, and that ball got swatted. And here on 3rd and 2, the Giants are going to punt. 0-0 ball game. This is not surprising for two teams that average 13 and 12 points a game, or 13 and 14 points. One of the two. Both these teams barely average over a touchdown and a field goal a game. Fourth and 2 here. We'll have another punt. And this is a rocket, a rocket of a punt right here. And he just kind of outkicked the coverage right there, but decent punt because we could have had them starting at like the 40. I moved the 2nd and 3rd or 4th to move up in high teens for Neighbors. Yeah. I mean, the only thing about that is that you probably don't get the offensive lineman you want. But I think if you get a solid starting offensive lineman in free agency, you probably can't afford to do that because I would say wide receiver 1 is probably your biggest need besides quarterback. And if you get Jaden Daniels and you get Malik Neighbors, man, like, I've just been begging I've been begging for some LSU players on this team, especially at wide receiver. And if we can get Malik Neighbors, man, that'd be great. And it's just crazy because I was so convinced that Kayshon Boutte was going to be the next big thing at wide receiver, but he just hasn't been able to get it done. I don't know if it's the way the Patriots are using him, but he just has not been able to make anything happen there. Could just be Mac Jones. Feel like maybe with Tom Brady he'd be doing something, but it is what it is. I mean, he's got all the tools in the world. He can make plays after the catch. He can high point the ball. He can. I mean, I just don't understand where he's being used to where he's just not being able to make anything happen. And it seems like they kind of set him on the bench, but I mean, who is he being benched for? Yeah, I mean, I just think so. Like the 2-for-1 deal right there just makes too much sense right there. Like, why not just keep that chemistry to where maybe Malik Neighbors isn't a wide receiver one year one, um, to the team he gets drafted to. But I think you increase that opportunity for him to be a wide receiver one in his first year if you got Jaden Daniels throwing the ball, the same quarterback he's played with for the last 2 years, who he's been pretty much his favorite target the last 2 years. And if not, then you got to get Brian Thomas next year. And that was way too much time there for Mac Jones. But nice open field tackle by Adoree Jackson to get Ramondre Stevenson on the ground. Second and 3 here for the Patriots, as both teams are just kind of just holding on to the ball, but the Patriots have been able to put together a good drive so far. The Giants put together one good drive, but it seems like the momentum as far as everything is on the Patriots side. Yeah, I mean, Eli was going to get the ball. Odell has not been the same receiver as he was. He just hasn't been the same receiver. It's just that simple. I mean, he hasn't been that same guy since he left Eli. All these other receivers, like they have not been the same players after they left Eli Manning. Mario Manningham went to San Francisco and was nobody. Well, he also got hurt there, so I'll give him a pass. And I don't want to down the guy. I mean, he's a Giants legend just for making that catch. But most of the receivers went someplace else and weren't able to be the same player that they were with Eli. Eli Manning had receivers that were like wide receiver twos that when they went to other teams, they couldn't even get playing time. And they got put out of the league. And that's something I just think is just really underrated about Eli. And Mac Jones throws an interception to Deonte Banks. What a beautiful catch on the sideline by him, the toe drag. But Mac Jones is bad, man. But as I said, like all these guys are nice sideline catch right there. Slid the toe. There you go. But Ruben Randall, after he left the Giants, he didn't stay in the league. He didn't do anything. And he was a guy that put up like 800 something yards for the Giants. Think about all the tight ends that Eli had people thinking were like top 10 tight ends that didn't do anything anywhere else. Just think about that. I mean, like Jake Ballard, I mean, poor guy tore his ACL, so I won't count him. But all these tight ends that Eli played with look like top 10 tight ends. So the Giants finally have good field position across their own 40. Lawrence Cager in motion. Hand off to Saquon. Saquon's got a hole. Saquon is making a move. And we get about 18 right there on first down. I actually got it right. They said 18 yards. There we go. Belichick got to be in Mac Jones's ear telling him to tank for a large sum of money. V is for vegan says every wide receiver Eli had was injured from getting killed when they were with Eli. That's funny, man. That's funny. But like I said, if you look at guys like Larry Donnell, you look at guys like even a guy like Will Tye, who when everybody was injured, he was getting him the ball. All these guys look like good players. The one guy that wasn't able to do anything at tight end was Travis Beckham, who, I mean, he had that one big play in 2011 against the Packers. But other than that, Travis Beckham was he kind of fell apart. But also that was simply because we were just so focused on using guys like Travis Beckham and what was the other guy? Brandon Myers. Two guys who were receiving tight ends who weren't blockers in the slightest. We were so obsessed with using them as blocking tight ends and then saying, oh, this guy can't block, so we're going to sit him on the bench. Or this guy can't block, so we won't throw him the ball. But that was definitely frustrating. But I really think if our coaching staff had a different philosophy, those tight ends would probably be like, I mean, Travis Beckham, I don't know if he'd be a Pro Bowler, but he would have definitely made more plays than he made just because they just didn't believe in throwing it to guys that weren't blockers, that they couldn't use off of play action. But you saw once they kind of changed that philosophy with Evan Ingram. Eli Manning had Evan Ingram looking like the next big thing at tight end. Now, sure, Evan had a good amount of drops as a rookie, but I mean, Evan Ingram, I'm pretty sure may have had probably his best or second best season his first year with Eli. Yeah, second best season. He just had his best season with the Jags at 766 and 73 catches, but Eli had him at 64 catches and 722. Also with 6 touchdowns, his career high. So Evan Ingram had his best year all around with Eli Manning. And I just think that's just something that gets lost, and like people kind of underestimate Eli's mental advantage to the game. I mean, even like the running game at times where he kind of got the running backs in good situations, got the pass protection looking better than it did in certain situations. Tommy DeVito hitting Sterling Shepard, who drops the ball. You can't do that, man. You can't do that. Tommy DeVito put a perfect pass in Sterling Shepard's stomach, and he just drops it. And I mean, poor Sterling Shepard, man. Like, he just got hurt so many times in a row to where he's just not the same guy anymore. But he was something else. He was something else when he was healthy, man. Like, he was always open. Always open, like over 80% catch rate when they throw the ball his way. Look at Saquon spinning out of that, picking up 2 yards when he should have lost 2. But yeah, I mean, and that was just something that I mean, people probably started to realize, like, it's just unfortunate, man. Like, you don't appreciate that level of contribution until it's gone. There was a lot of things that Eli did before the snap, after the snap, that we just took for granted. Like, yeah, he was never Aaron Rodgers, besides maybe 2011. But other than that, I mean, he was, and yeah, that time, that's just a good play by that safety right there in coverage. And the Giants are going to punt. But yeah, we just didn't. I appreciate it, but a lot of people didn't appreciate Eli's contributions until he was gone, because, again, like, the dude just brought a lot to the game. Now we see a lot of things that are just getting messed up just because guys aren't as experienced. And again, as I was saying, that's the idea I was going down. Looks like the Giants might go for it here on 4th and 8 inside the 40-yard line, 5 wide. Or they just might just let this clock run out as ode to Bill Belichick from Brian Dable. So, yeah, they'll let this clock run out so they have room to punt. But, yeah, like, it was just a lot of good things. And I keep losing my train of thought here because I keep looking back up at the game. But what I was going to say is he wasn't Aaron Rodgers, and he wasn't, his brother and all that stuff. But he did have a similar impact on the game as far as setting guys up who may not be as good as we thought they were, but setting them up as far as knowing where they need to be, coaching them up during the week, and making them successful in other situations they may not have been successful. Yeah, I do think that too. I definitely think so. There we got a punt here. And the Patriots will start inside the 9. And like I said, no surprise the Giants and Patriots are still scoreless. But yeah, I mean, they're still scoreless here. You got to think probably without that Wandale fumble, maybe we have 7 on the board. But this is just vintage New York Giants football. So this might be like a 9-3 game, which I don't know what that does for my pick'ems this week. I think I have Saquon over 73 yards. I have Saquon higher than 73. I have CJ Stroud higher than 1.5 touchdowns. And of course, he has 9. I have Ramondre Stevenson higher than 0.5 rushing touchdowns. So I need some guys to start scoring some touchdowns today. I have Trevor Lawrence and CJ Stroud higher than 1.5 touchdowns. So I need both of those guys to get higher. I need Saquon to get about 34 more rushing yards. And I'll be good with the Saquon thing and the Tommy DeVito 61 completion percentage. But the other guys, they got to get a move on here. They got to get a move on. But yeah, this game, I wouldn't say is boring as maybe like some of the Jets game was, but it's not as exciting the game as last week. And not to just say just because we were winning last week, just because like it was exciting. Things were actually happening. But these guys today are just kind of mostly just either turn the ball over or punting the ball back and forth to each other. So I wonder where Daniel Jones is on the sideline because I think he's probably getting surgery. I don't know. I know he got surgery this week on Thanksgiving or on Wednesday or something. Look at Thibodeau. Run him down, Tibbs. Run him down. Mike McFadden did it for him. But Tyrod Taylor was coaching up DeVito on the sideline. I think DJ is probably at home recovering from surgery because he just had it on Wednesday, I think. Wednesday or Friday. Dex on the sideline. You got to think Dex has another All-Pro selection this year. Pro Bowl selection. He's definitely a Pro Bowler, but I'm thinking he probably gets another All-Pro selection this year. I mean, he's got to be the best nose in the NFL. What is Mac Jones doing right there? Was he just throwing that away, or I mean, and then he's always yelling at somebody after he throws one of those passes. Like who are you intending that to go to? Like you just sailed it out of bounds at like 14 feet. If your tight end did know where you were throwing it, he still wouldn't be able to catch it. And they're arguing with the tight on the sideline too. So maybe he just ran the wrong route and then he just threw it out of bounds. And Mac Jones, man, like he is just you're not a good enough quarterback to just be throwing the tantrum that you're throwing on the field right now. Never drafted a quarterback named Jones. Keeping up with the Joneses. And Mac Jones looked good his rookie year, but I mean, ever since what's the guy's name? What's going on right here, man? I don't get what's going on there, but anyway, you got 3rd and 9 coming up. McKinney looks like he may be blitzing or is in man against Gasecki right here. And Ezekiel Elliott is actually going to pick up this first down. He's actually a half yard short. Yeah, he looked good his first year too. I mean, it's real frustrating. Like I said, I still stand on the point that Daniel Jones could have been a better quarterback, could have been a better player, and he just ended up not doing it um, because of the impact of Joe Judge and Jason Garrett coaching the turnovers out of him, which ended up being pretty good. It got us to the playoffs last year because he wasn't turnover prone, but I think that aggression is gone, and I don't think it's coming back. I just don't think it's coming back anytime soon. And the Patriots defender just blocked Nick McLeod into the ball, and that would have been a penalty. It should have been a penalty, but Nick McLeod got back on it. But I still stand by the fact that I think that Daniel Jones would have. No, he didn't even block him into it. That just would have been a bad play by Nick McLeod if he didn't recover it. But Daniel Jones would have been a better player. But the aggression is just gone. The aggression, the fire. I don't know if the fire is gone, but the aggression to take those shots is just gone. Because, I mean, Daniel Jones was throwing the ball between guys. I mean, perfectly located passes in the back of the end zone, perfectly located passes, just all over the field. He was aggressive. It's just gone. That aggression is still there when he's running the ball. Like he'll drop his shoulder, which is great to see. Like he's fighting, but that level of aggression throwing the ball is gone. That aggression to throw the ball as you're getting hit is gone. Yeah, and that might be a good point too, Juan. That might be a good point. Is that after that first year, they looked at the tape and said, "We got this figured out," and just took whatever he was doing well away. That might be a good point. People are upset with Sterling Shepard after dropping that pass. That probably was a drive killer too. All right, let's see what else we got here. Looking up the score for some of these games, the Colts are winning 10-3 right now on the Buccaneers. The Jags are up 10-0 on the Texans. Titans up 7-3 on the Panthers. Falcons up 7-6 on the Saints. Bengals up 7-3 on the Steelers. there were so many games on Thursday and Friday this week that there's a low amount of games this year. I mean, this Sunday at 1. All right, Giants back at it across the 40 again. DeVito is taking a shot to Hyatt, and Hyatt almost had it, but we just got a really good play from who else but J.C. Jackson, the Pro Bowl quarterback, turned benched quarterback, turned back to the Patriots quarterback, turned benched on the Patriots, turned being starting quarterback for the Patriots again, and probably he's a Pro Bowler again. So Bill Belichick with the magic. Bill Belichick with the magic of having all pro level players leave the Patriots and come back for cheaper deals. It's crazy. 2nd and 10. Hand off to Saquon, and he's got 2 guys there, right? As soon as he touches the ball, he'll get half a yard. And this drive is probably over here on 3rd and 9. If DeVito had been able to get a little bit more on that pass, Hyatt may have been able to do something with it. That dude is so good at tracking the ball in the air, though. DeVito's stepping up, and he's running still, and he is just running nowhere because he picks up about 4, and the Giants will punt again. Oh, boy, it's a snoozer today. We'll punt. Hopefully, we put him inside the 10. One thing I'd like to see DeVito do is look to throw the ball once he got out of that tackle, but at the same time, it's probably like he doesn't want anybody to run behind him and poke the ball out, so I'll let him live. 4th and 6. We're getting our punts, practicing our punts. And they'll start at the 16, at the 15 and a half. I understand what you mean, Joe Smo. I'm fighting sleep too. You know, as they say, as the game is tied halfway through, it's a 0-0 ball game. Well, it's really a 0-0 ball game. You got a flag down. So the Patriots will start on the 7 because of an unnecessary roughness penalty. Yeah, the difference might be the punters. Who's the best punter? That might be it. Because both teams are just kind of making enough mistakes to make sure that they don't pick up these first downs. DeVito kind of underthrew that to Hyatt. The drive before that, you got Sterling Shepard dropping the first down. The drive before that, not sure what happened, whatever. But both teams are just falling all over each other and making it a lot more difficult than it needs to be. But yeah, hopefully this hopefully something exciting happens. Like I said, I need Ramondre to get into the end zone. for my pick'ems this week for Underdog Fantasy. So if he can do that, that would be great. Still waiting on CJ Stroud and Trevor Lawrence to get their 2 touchdowns. CJ Stroud just got 1. So hopefully that bodes well and this turns into a shootout there for them. Saquon at 41 yards. I need him to get to 73. I think he'll do that. Oh, the Commanders is just so fun. It's always fun to play the Commanders. 34 3-and-out drives the Giants have this year, which is second in the NFL. Who's first? Maybe the Jets? I wonder who's first. Have you all heard that rumor that Aaron Rodgers may start? Look at Kayshawn, man. Look at Kayshawn getting the touch. Why does he look so different wearing that 80, man? But yeah. Did you hear the rumors about Aaron Rodgers practicing this week? Like he might start practicing this upcoming week? They got to get Kayshawn involved more. All right, Kayshawn still in the game. Hand off to Ramondre. He's got space and breaks a tackle, puts Deontay Banks on his hind parts right there. Ramondre is a slasher that's he's gonna hit one of those runs every probably eight carries he gets. What a physical dude, man. Oh, look. Oh, who's that? Who is that? I don't know who that is. I don't know who 81 is. But the Patriots are finally doing something productive with the football. I don't know what yard line they're at this point because they started at the 7. They got about a 20-something yard run. They haven't run the ball bad today. If I was them, I kind of lean on that run game because they haven't really run the ball that bad today. Yeah, they're just across the 34-yard line here. Another handoff to Ramondre. He's cutting back. He's going to pick up about 3.5. Not bad. I mean, like I said, that's actually about 2 or something, but they haven't really had any negative run plays. So if I was them, I'd just stay running the ball. Third and 5 here. I forgot is Darren Waller on IR or not? I think he's on IR. Yeah, I'm pretty sure because he wasn't on the injury report, so he's got to be on IR. Mac Jones taking forever to get the play in. And he's going to hit 81 for that first down right there on that out route. I do not know who these Patriots wide receivers are. I just know he's 81. Douglas. Did they say Artie Douglas? I don't know who that is. I have no idea who that is. Mac Jones is out here throwing to guys who I've never even heard of. Another screen to that same 81, and he's just, I mean, I'm surprised they didn't throw a flag right there. McKinney will probably get fined just because his helmet touched another player's helmet. Why don't y'all throw these to Kayshawn though? Like, why not throw it to Kayshawn? That's just a very beautifully run screen though. First and 10. D Douglas, not A Douglas. I don't know what his name is. Hand off to Ramondre, who's going to pick up about 2 right there and go down. Demario Douglas is a receiver. I thought Demario Douglas was I thought Demario Douglas was a linebacker. That's Demario Davis. That's something, ain't it? That Demario Douglas. They're just making players up, man. I've never heard of that dude in my life. He's a rookie, but I know like Demario Douglas. You mean Demario Davis, the linebacker? Come on, man. Who's Demario Douglas? 2nd and 9. They're giving Mac Jones a lot of come on, Kayshawn. I was about to say, not Kayshawn, Kayvon. You gotta get that dude down on the ground. They tried to throw that screen and Kayvon had him right there open in the open field, so he has got to it's good that he made that open field tackle. That's funny, man. Demario Douglas. Never heard of the dude. Because I'm like, his name can't be Demario because that's Demario Davis. Does Demario Davis exist? Probably a linebacker. 3rd and 15 for the Patriots. I don't know how they got here. And again, I mean, Mac Jones, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Isaiah Simmons, how did you miss that interception? But Mac Jones has been getting a lot of freedom at snapping this ball after the play clock has expired. How did Isaiah Simmons not catch that? How did you miss that, man? He should have had that. And if he didn't go for the interception, he definitely would have been able to swat that away. And this is what I don't understand. Teams don't do this against the Giants. What worked consistently against the Giants is short passes to the edge of the defense. Like that's what consistently works against the Giants defense is short passes to the edge of the field. look at Deontay Banks shutting dude down right there. But you got a 3rd and 4 coming up. Let's see what Mac Jones has got. But again, like I said, they've been kind of letting this play clock run down to 0 pretty much every time Mac Jones has snapped it. Is that Devontae Parker? Why is Devontae Parker whatever? 3rd and 4. Mac Jones, 3rd and 4. And he's throwing an interception to Bobby Okereke, who's going to cut back. And he runs into Isaiah Simmons and goes down. Mac Jones is that boy trash. Yeah, they picked up a 1st down after the play clock ran down to 0. And they let them run it. They picked up a 1st down. But Mac Jones is horrible. Dude is just horrible. It's just no way around it, man. How are you letting that happen, man? I mean, like the dude is trying so hard to make sure they don't score. How? How is he this bad? All right, 1st and 10, already starting in field goal range. Hand off to Saquon, who's going to stutter and just kind of drive forward and pick up a yard. That's something good that he's doing is after he stutters, he used to kind of still try to keep dancing. Once he sees that there's nothing there, he just sticks his foot in the ground and gets upfield. And Bobby Okereke would have probably housed that if he didn't run into Isaiah Simmons. Mike on the window. You are a giant. 2nd and 8 coming up. Perfect pass protection for Tommy DeVito. He's got forever and a day. He's still got forever and a day. He's still trying to make something happen. He's just going to throw it away. So I'm sure I'll look at that on tape, and I'm sure I'll see somebody open, but he couldn't find anyone open, so he got rid of it. They sent 4. They blocked 6. So he had all day, which is something that you don't see for the Giants. You don't see them have all day, even when they're sending 4. Which just shows, like I said, the offensive line is playing much better. 3rd and 8 in the shotgun. You just want to leave this drive. If we got to get this snap off, you want to leave this drive with points. And you got Jalen Hyatt, and you're going to make a guy miss. Oh, my God, man. Get this dude the ball. Get him the ball, man. Hopefully Jalen Hyatt gets his first touchdown as a Giant this week. I've never seen a dude like convince me so much that he's going to be a good player and not have the yardage and stats to back it up like this. I just haven't, like, V is for vegan. Not much happened. Mac Jones threw an interception. I think he threw a couple of interceptions. I don't know when you left, but he threw a couple of interceptions today. But Bobby Okereke made a guy miss. What am I talking about? Saquon just made a guy miss and lost the yard. But Bobby Okereke baited Mac Jones, caught the interception, returned it back from like their 20-something yard line to our 20-something yard line to their like 25. So now we're in field goal range. Jalen Hyatt just caught that pass, picked up a first down. We're driving. So you didn't really miss much. I mean, as you see, the score is still 0-0. You got somebody's towel on the ground. Hopefully nobody slips over that. And Eric Gray makes his first appearance. As you got Wando Robinson almost got the corner there on Jack Jones, but just made a real nice tackle on him. So it'll be 3rd and 10, which is better than 3rd and 12, but yeah. But again, the pass protection has looked good, man. Pass protection has looked good. DeVito has kind of looked better as far as managing the pocket and not just taking sacks every other play just for the sake of it. But if we can get a touchdown this drive, I mean, DeVito can still have a pretty solid game. I didn't even check my fantasy team this week. I'm sure I have players out there that are supposed to be on the bench because they're not playing this week. That's unfortunate. I don't know, man. I like the 3-4. I really like the 3-4, especially because I mean you're going to be a 4-3 team anyway when you go into the nickel, and we're in the nickel most of the time anyway. But I like the base 3-4 because it allows Dexter Lawrence to play nose, and moving Dex away from that 0-and-1 technique is not a good idea. Yeah, moving. I want to keep Dex at nose forever, and I think just having a guy as good as Dexter Lawrence requires you to stay in a 3-4. But again, I mean, you can play 4-3 and have a guy at nose, but it's all the same defense at this point anyway. It really is. You could have a 4-3, and it's all the same. Because when you're in nickel, I mean, you just have a guy that probably has his hand in the dirt, and on the other side, the guy might be standing up. But also, you can stand up in a 4-3. It just is what it is there. But I don't have an issue with the 3-4 defense. I think it's I think it fits our defense. I like having the two linebackers in the middle of the field on early downs. All right. Tommy DeVito at 50% today. I got you at least completing 61% of your passes today. So I need you to get that up, Tommy. I need you to get that completion percentage up. We need some easy completions today. But we're on 3rd and 10, so an easy completion isn't going to happen here. Here on 3rd and 10, basically, if you convert this, you're essentially probably scoring a touchdown if you convert this. So let's see what we got. 3 wide receivers left. Tight end to the right. Probably going to get a play action here. Saquon picks up the blitz. Hodgins is going to spin out of that. He's going to stay on his feet, and we're in the end zone. They're going to say he's short. Yeah, we're in the end zone. Let's go. Isaiah Hodgins makes his return. Hodgins is back on the board. So, like I said, if we were going to convert that, it was pretty much going to be a touchdown. But as I'll say every time dude throws a touchdown, isn't it funny that Tommy DeVito was just able to score touchdowns when it was all these excuses about why Daniel Jones couldn't score touchdowns, but Tommy DeVito was able to do it as an undrafted free agent, and we barely make that extra point. But it's just crazy to me. Like, this dude has 7 touchdowns now, and 2 or 3 starts. Three starts as a starter. 3 starts. He has 7 touchdowns. That is over 60-something. What's that? 70% of the touchdowns that Daniel Jones usually scores. And there's no way. It's just crazy to me. Tommy DeVito has 7 touchdowns, man. This is hilarious, man. This is hilarious. This is hilarious, man. That's Tommy DeVito's dad. Oh, Carter Coughlin laid that dude out, man. Carter Coughlin, man. Like, never get rid of Carter Coughlin. Some people say he's not as good as they want him to be on special teams, but whenever I see him on special teams, he's doing things positive. Let's see, Daniel Jones. I want to look at Daniel Jones' career stats because I want to look at all right, 1st and 10 for Mac Jones. He's taking a shot. He's throwing this up, and he almost threw his 3rd interception. He's horrible. He's bad. The Patriots aren't going to win this game because Mac Jones is probably the worst quarterback in the league, and that includes Tommy DeVito, the undrafted, undrafted 3rd-string quarterback for the Giants. All right, hand off to Ramondre. He's going nowhere. And it's looking like I'm not going to get that Ramondre Stevenson touchdown today because it seems like Mac Jones is just willing to throw the game away. So let's see. 24 touchdowns in 13 games for Daniel Jones. as a rookie. Um, 11-14. Wow. Yeah, I mean, he just doesn't throw a bunch of touchdowns. It's crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff, man. 3rd and 7 here for the Patriots. It looks like there was either a false start or a time up there from the Patriots. There's a timeout. Like I said, Daniel Jones threw 11 touchdowns in 14 games a couple years ago. He threw last year 15, and I'll count that. Let's just say he did 22 and in 16 games. But he just need more production right there. And it seems like this undrafted rookie is better at scoring than our starting quarterback and our backup quarterback is. 3rd and 7. Mac Jones on 3rd and 7. He's going to get sacked, and he dropped the ball, and the Patriots have it. But Thibodeau blew up that play. Jahad Ward tried to clean it up, but Jahad Ward couldn't bring him down. Thibodeau ran him down though and forced the fumble. Joe Smo, appreciate you for the $4.99. You said, I truly believe the Pats are content with tanking because they keep passing like they're playing scrimmage. Yeah. I mean, I think they may be tanking, but who knows, man? Who knows if they can they may be able to get the top 2 pick, but is Bill Belichick going to be able to do anything with it? Because he does not like giving his quarterback receivers. But if they can get a dog, then I mean maybe he's able to make something happen. Like if they can get a guy that's quasi Tom Brady, then Bill Belichick might be able to make something happen. I got a ladybug in my house. I don't know how that happened. All right. Giants will start at the 27. Exactly. DeVito scoring touchdowns off of pure vibes. Just vibes, man. If they took Bo Nix, that would be ridiculous. That would be ridiculous. Oh man, just trying to spread my just trying to spread my Jaden Daniels narrative right there. Had to take a break to send out some Jaden Daniels praise because I mean we're not getting the top two picks. If we trade up for one of those guys, cool, cool. If we trade up for one of those guys, it's fine. I would love that. But if not, then Jaden Daniels is firmly in the picture this year. Firmly in the picture. Because who else is in the picture? I mean, Jaden Daniels, Penix, JJ McCarthy, all those guys can be drafted in the top 10, in my opinion. First and 10 here for the Giants, starting at our 23. DeVito's first pass is to Wanda Robinson, going to get a first down and get out of bounds. Yeah, man. I mean, it stinks because Wink probably wasn't going to get a head coaching job this year, and like you just said, the defense is good, man. The defense is definitely good, and I think we were building something here. I think these players really believe in Wink, but it stinks, man, because if he goes, we're going to have to look for another D coordinator. He may or not be good. DeVito's going to have to step up in the pocket here, and he's going to pick up a half a yard, and we're going to have to hurry up. We're going to have to hurry up if we want to actually score. But definitely disappointing if Wink leaves. Hopefully that rumor is just smoke. It would be unfortunate to lose a guy like that because we just couldn't get along with him. Slayton is going to pick up about 7 or 8 right there and go out of bounds. Third and 3 coming up. DeVito is going to try to run for it, but his drive is over. It looked like they held right there. Yeah. Giants are going to punt right here. Give the Patriots about 30-something seconds to go. Yeah, we have to reset the whole culture of that defense. So this will make it 4th and 3. The Giants will punt. Give the Patriots about, 35, 34 left? All right, nice punt again. And Demario Davis, apparently he's a real dude. Or Demario Douglas is apparently a real person. He catches that and goes out of bounds. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Is scoop up Jaden Daniels and trade up for Neighbors. They already have that connection, so let that continue to go. We already saw it happen with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. So why not? Why not try it out? I mean, why not try it out? Obviously, Malik Neighbors is probably not the same receiver that Jamar Chase is, but oh boy, What a play right there from was that Aziz? I couldn't tell who that was right there, but somebody just knocked Zeke down. He just knocked the offensive lineman into him. Yeah, Douglas is definitely fast. Um, Malik Neighbor so far at 1,500 yards, 14 touchdowns, 86 receptions. Definitely having a Jamar Chase-esque season. But I mean, bringing him in with Jaden Daniels would be great. Let's see what we got. Carolina losing 14-3. Jags up 13-7. Come on, man. I need some more. I need more from y'all. Jags up 13-7. Trevor Lawrence still doesn't have a touchdown, but has the nerve to have 219 at the half. Trevor Lawrence has 219 at the half and no touchdowns. On ten completions, he has 219. He's averaging 21 yards over completion. If only they said total touchdowns for Trevor Lawrence, they said passing touchdowns. Wow. CJ Stroud got Tank Dell out here looking like a dog. But let's see. Trevor Lawrence has literally he's thrown a 57 yarder, a 42 yarder, a 42 yarder, and a 21 yarder today. Like Trevor Lawrence has thrown a 57 yarder today, a 42 yarder, and a 42 yarder today. That's almost 150 yards on 3 completions today. But no touchdowns, no passing touchdowns. Bengals up 7-3. Most of these games are pretty low scoring. The only games you can kind of say is high scoring is the Buccaneers and Colts, 17-10. With a second left in the half. But Mac Jones is just throwing the game. They're showing it right now. Like, why are you throwing a lob on an out route, dude? Like, did you press the wrong button on Madden? Did you accidentally tap it? And you throw it into triple coverage and throw an interception. And then he threw it directly to Bobby Okereke. I mean, Mac Jones is having a bad. Like, after seeing, I mean, I'm going back and forth in the group chat. I'm not really going back and forth, but I'm having a conversation in one of my group chats. I'm just thinking, like, after seeing Tommy DeVito in this offense, It's just like, can you really argue that you don't need to get another quarterback? Because there's no way that you can see DeVito outperform Daniel Jones and then say, let's run it back with Daniel Jones. Like at this point, we would be in year 6, seeing if the quarterback can break out. Like year 6, like, oh, is Daniel Jones finally going to have a great season in year 6 and throw for 28 touchdowns? Because like that's the thing is like most people are not even expecting like, oh, Daniel Jones is going to be like a 35 touchdown guy. Most people are saying like, oh yeah, maybe Daniel Jones can throw for 28 touchdowns this year, and then the next year he can be a 30-something yard. But we're hoping that in year 6 he can throw for 28 touchdowns. So then in year 7 he could throw for 30-something touchdowns. But it's like in year 6, man, you know what you have. He's been the same guy. 24 touchdowns as a rookie. Where he had, I mean, I hate to do this because that's usually where people get a lot of touchdowns, but he had 4 or 5 touchdown games. He had a 5 touchdown game. He had 2 4 touchdown games. So most of his touchdowns came in those 3 games. And then on top of that, as like I said, Authentic came out with this stat. He has never had 2 back-to-back touchdown games. So even in his rookie season, he wasn't throwing for a bunch of touchdowns. And not to say a bunch of touchdowns, but even in his rookie season, he wasn't consistently throwing for multiple touchdowns a game. So he's been very consistent his entire career. Been really, really consistent. Now, he has gotten less aggressive, but he also has not been that level of production of that productive player. And then even if you want to say, okay, just count the rookie year and don't think about the fact that he hasn't thrown for 2 touchdowns back to back. Even if you take that part out, he hasn't proven that he can throw for a respectable amount of touchdowns without being turnover prone. So I don't think that Daniel Jones is as bad as we saw this year. I think this year he just got off to a bad start and he just looked horrible. I don't think he's that type of player where he's like the worst quarterback in the league, but I just don't think he's all that productive. I think last year is his ceiling or maybe close to his ceiling, and you can win with that, sure, but you got to have a good running game. You got to have defenses off balance. You got to have a good defense. So there's no way that we can see Tommy DeVito come out here and throw for 7 touchdowns in 3 games. Or let's just take the other part out because the first one was in garbage time, whatever. Take it out. 6 touchdowns in 3 games, averaging 2 touchdowns a game. There's no way that you can see DeVito come out and be as productive as he's been. And it's not like he's lit the world on fire. But there's no way that you can see that and then say to the fan base, we're going to bring back Daniel Jones to see if he can break out in year 6. Like that just you can't sell that. You can't sell that. You get bullied into firing coaches, John Mayer. You get bullied into firing coaches. You get bullied into firing Ben McAdoo because he benched Eli, which I didn't want him to bench Eli. It didn't make sense. And he should have started Davis Webb if he was going to bench Eli. But you got bullied into firing Ben McAdoo. And he got bullied into firing Pat Shurmur. And he got bullied into firing Joe Judge because people were so upset about that Neil. And then you even got bullied into firing Jason Garrett. So all of those things happen, and you won't get bullied into firing a quarterback. I saw like a poll the other day where pretty much 75% of Giants fans were into taking a quarterback next year. And this does not mean that, oh, I just want to ruin Daniel Jones's life. I don't want him to be a good quarterback. I want the very best for that dude. I think that he's a great person. Born the same year as me. Cool dude. If I saw Daniel Jones, I would give him his props. I would tell him I'm a fan. All of that. I think he's a good dude. I'm rooting for him. If he goes somewhere else, I want him to succeed there. But right now, as a Giant, going into year 6, it's a reason I still got this dude up behind me. But going into year 6, there's no way that you can sell to the fan base that we are expecting Daniel Jones in the same city uh, in year 6 to just break out. Like, where's what sense does that make to say that this guy's going to break out in year 6? Now, Geno Smith broke out in year 9 or something like that, year 10. Who knows? But he did it on a different team than he started. For a guy to be able to regroup and have that kind of an impact, he got to at least go somewhere else. But I just don't see it happening here. And for John Mara to say, oh, we have the 5th pick. We could take Jaden Daniels. We could take Penix. We could take McCarthy. We could use our other picks to trade up to get a Drake May or get a Caleb Williams if one of those teams are willing, and we choose not to. I just think at that point, you're really going to have Giants fans that start to tune out. And our fan base is so diehard of a fan base, it's hard to imagine. And I'll be making videos regardless. I will. But there's going to be a lot of fans that check out because people are going to see this rookie class of quarterbacks go out and play well and hit the ground running. And we're going to be in week 4 or 5, and Daniel Jones is going to have 1 touchdown or no touchdowns. And we're going to be in that situation, wishing, as we have Marvin Harrison Jr., wishing that we had Jaden Daniels, wishing that we had Caleb Williams, wishing we had Drake May, wishing we had J.J. McCarthy, wishing we had Michael Penix Jr., as they're going to be out there as rookie quarterbacks looking like better players than what we have out there. We're going to be very upset. And I hope that John Mara is ready to eat that if he decides not to take a quarterback. Because we're going to see them go out and all look pretty much better than what we have. I'm confident in that all 5 of those quarterbacks, what is it, Caleb Williams, Drake May, Michael Penix Jr., Jaden Daniels, and J.J. McCarthy, all 5 of those guys I think will look better than what we have in Daniel Jones as rookies. So we can't afford to pass on those guys because next year we don't have the same level of quarterbacks coming out. We just don't. Arch Manning isn't coming out next year. Shedeur Sanders is the only shot. But again, the Giants are not going to be able to get to 0 wins because we have guys like Dexter. We have guys like Saquon, who I'm sure is going to get tagged. We have guys like Bobby Okereke and Micah McFadden and Kayvon Thibodeau. We have too many good players to get the number 1 overall pick. So we're not going to be picking Shedeur Sanders if he goes out and has a spectacular season, and he is a top prospect. I don't have faith in Drew Allar. Arch Manning, like I said, isn't coming out, so we're not getting any of those players, and you're wasting good years from Thibodeau, and you're wasting good years from Dex, and you're wasting another good year from Andrew Thomas, and you're wasting probably the last year that Darren Waller's on the team. So you got to go out and get a guy. It's time. He's not Eli Manning. He's not. So listen, I wish DJ all the best. I wish him the best in his recovery. But we got to address the position. We have got to address the position. We got to. Because you know what's happening. You know what's happening next year if we can't do anything is they finally would get rid of DJ, and they would also get rid of the coaching staff, which we think is pretty good, and probably get rid of the GM. Bailey Zappi is out there. Mac Jones got benched. Yeah, Bailey Zapp is out there. All right, 1st and 10 for the Patriots and Bailey Zapp. Mac Jones is taking a seat right there on the pine. Hand off to Ramondre. Ramondre is going to stiff arm the goodness out of somebody. I don't know who that was, but they got embarrassed. You don't gotta keep bullying Mac Jones, man. You don't gotta keep bullying him. You don't gotta keep bullying Mac Jones, man. You don't have to show his low lights. Just show Bailey Zapp, man. At least Mac Jones. Mac Jones doesn't even have a $40 million a year contract. Come on, Adore. You got to make that tackle. But, Mac Jones didn't get a $40 million a year contract, so you can't keep bullying him like that, man. All right, 2nd and 8. Mac Jones is throwing it to Ramondre Stevenson on the screen, who's going to get blown up by Micah McFadden. So happy with the way he's developed. Third and 13 here for Bailey Zapp, and he's going to throw a screen, and you got the guy running a million miles an hour. He's going to pick up a first down. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be mad we're winning. Like, I just retweeted a tweet or just sent the tweet to someone where it said, "Your son is ruining my life," to Devito's dad celebrating on this in the stands. I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, like just the same way to like if we were going to be whatever, just the same way we could have won 5 or 6 games at the beginning of the season. It's the same way we can do it at the end of the season, and people wouldn't be mad if we won 5 games at the beginning of the season and just all of a sudden lost out. People wouldn't be mad at that, but it's just about the order of the way things are happening, where people are like, "Oh, we need to lose now because we have this," but it's easier said than done. You're not going to tell your as a coach, you're not going to tell your players to play bad on purpose. Like, how does that even work? How does that work? All you can do is bench guys. And if you bench too many people, you're going to lose the locker room. Brian Dable has to be back next year. He wants to be back next year, so he doesn't want to lose the locker room. Look at Bailey Zapp, man. Yeah, Bailey Zapp. Brian Dable wants to be back next year. He doesn't want to lose the locker room. Isaiah Simmons is a guy whose job isn't guaranteed. All these guys' jobs aren't guaranteed. Nick McLeod last week caught that interception. His job isn't guaranteed. So they're not trying to play bad on purpose. It's just impossible to do unless they're going to play bad or they're not. 2nd and 5. Ezekiel Elliott. Whoa, what a tackle by Kayvon Thibodeau on the edge. What a nice tackle by Kayvon. But again, like, you're not going to just get all these players to play bad. Like that, it just doesn't make sense for any party involved. You got the third string quarterback in there, and he's just playing well. Second and 5 coming up. Pinnock 1-on-1 with Stevenson. Exactly. And then you got Mac Jones just throwing us gifts. Like, I mean, how can we can't just go out there and just tell players, "Oh, you need to play bad," because we need to do this because those players probably a lot of these players aren't going to be on our team next year. So they're not going to say like, "Oh, I need to play like Tommy DeVito." And Tommy DeVito's mind and Tommy DeVito's mind he's trying to play because he's like, I need to be a starter in this league. So I need to show off. Either I'm going to be a starter in New York, which is my dream since I've been a kid, or I'm going to be a starter somewhere else. So Tommy DeVito is not going to go out there and play bad so he can be replaced by Caleb Williams. He's in Tommy DeVito's mind, he's like, I need to win enough games to make sure that Caleb Williams isn't even in the picture. I need to win enough games to make sure that the Giants look at me and say, like, as we got a fight breaking out, Tommy DeVito's like, I need to make sure that the Giants look at me at the end of this season and say, is Tommy DeVito the answer? Which I don't think will happen. But if you're Tommy DeVito, you're saying, like, I need to make sure as Michael McFadden is hurt, that stinks, man. But if you're Tommy DeVito, you're trying to make sure that you make that decision for them to not start you next year. You make that as hard as possible. So he's not going to play bad on purpose. Like, come on, man. Thibodeau almost had that, man. If Thibodeau would have just stopped right there, he could have caught that interception. Look at Bailey Zapp taking him down the field. But yeah, telling those players to go out there and just play bad is like that doesn't make any sense. And if they're trying to do something, like they can start to get hurt. If you're doing things that aren't natural to you, if you're naturally saying, "Oh, I'm going to break on this," and you're saying, "Oh no, I can't because we're bad. So let me just not break on this," you're going to start to overthink and you're going to start planting the wrong way, and you'll probably tear your ACL. And Ramondre Stevenson, bring me my money. Bring me my money. How about it? How about it, Bailey Zapp? How about it? Ramondre Stevenson getting me my money, though. Ramondre Stevenson securing one leg or one part of my pick'em today. That's what I'm saying. Like Dexter Lawrence is looking healthy and smiling on the sideline. I mean, okay. All right, let's see. Let's see what we got going on. Ramondre is in the end zone. CJ Stroud has one touchdown. I need Trevor Lawrence to get two. I need CJ Stroud to get one more. I need Saquon to put his to put the pedal back on the metal. Tommy DeVito's just on the borderline of 60%, so I need him to complete some more passes. Uh, but looks like Bailey Zappi is stabilizing things. It's not like he did anything either. He just kind of just handed the ball off and threw these screens. Literally, I could beat the Giants just because all you got to do is just throw screens. All you got to do to shred the Giants' defense is just attack the edges. All right, the Giants offense is going to get this ball back at the 25. Looks like you got some rain coming down right there. Maybe I just saw it wrong. But hand off to Saquon here. I need a play from you, man. I need you to get over 73. I need about 30 something more yards from you. You got it in you. I need DeVito to get a couple quick, easy completions, man. Put you back over 61%. So there is rain coming down now. Okay. So yeah, the rain is coming down. Not sure if there was rain coming down the first half. DeVito's got to take a shot, man. Tyree Phillips was just in the way. Tyree Phillips was just in the way right there. DeVito was trying to step up, and Tyree Phillips just kind of tackled him pretty much. Let's see what happened right here with the protection. Looks like they sent the blitz. Yeah, DeVito sidestepped. And it's not like Tyree Phillips did anything horrible. It's just wrong place, wrong time. 3rd and 16 as the Giants are looking to punt this right back. Max protection. He's taking a shot. You got Hyatt. This dude is just a machine, man. Hyatt is like a machine, man. Hyatt is it's just so easy to get this dude the ball. It's just so easy to get this dude, Jalen Hyatt, the ball. And Jalen Hyatt has his first 100-yard game as a Giant. First 100-yard game as a Giant, man. Shout out to Jalen Hyatt. In the rain. Looking in the rain, bringing that down. Tommy DeVito was going to hand that off to Saquon and just saw that was getting shut down, so he tried to take it back door, and it just didn't work. That must be a tank play. And that's what I'm saying. Like, they may even be throwing these plays in there, too. Second and 11 coming up. Got to snap this. Come on, man. Get rid of the ball. he's gonna take a sack. Make this another 3rd and long. Rather him do that than throw an incompletion, to be honest with you. Had it been raining. So this will make this, what, a 3rd and 20 for the Giants, as DeVito takes a sack that puts him back about, what, 7 yards here? Got to snap it. And this defensive line for the Patriots is starting to tee off as we're throwing this to Daniel Bellinger. And we're going to be down at the 41. Yeah, I love to see Jalen Hyatt thrive too. DeVito's gotten sacked 5 times, and I'll say today, I would say he got sacked 9 times last week, and probably like 7 of them were his fault. This week he's gotten sacked 5 times, and I would say maybe 1 or 2 of his fault. So that's a better ratio than last week for him. Gillen is going to have to ice his leg after this game. And this is what I'm saying. Like, even if we lose this game, I'll be happy because Jalen Hyatt would have actually made this entertaining. Tommy DeVito would have actually made this entertaining. Saquon right now is at 9 carries for 41 yards. I think we could probably get him the ball more. Now, the last couple times he's gotten like 1 or 2 yards, but I think we could probably get him the ball more. He's with 9 carries going into like the end of the 3rd quarter. The game is still close, so I mean, I think we can get him the ball more. And it doesn't have to be on 1st down. Like, you run the ball on 2nd down. Because what worked so well for us last week is that we constantly ran play action on 1st down. And they were so just like convinced that like, hey, like the Giants are going to try to get the ball to Saquon Barkley because no one's thinking about Tommy DeVito. And constantly Tommy DeVito just kept that ball, had forever to throw it, and made good decisions down the field. So I think we can get the ball to Saquon more. And especially on 2nd and 2nd down. Jags Texans 14-13 still. Whew, they're putting the ball back and forth to each other. It's just disgusting, man. Like, come on, man. I expected those 2 quarterbacks to just go off today, but they're doing not much of anything. Wink is going to have to adjust to Zappy. I mean, Zappy is running the same offense that what's his name is that Mac Jones is. He's just running it better. He's just throwing the screens better than Mac Jones is. And like that's literally all you have to do to beat Wink Martindale, or at least to beat this Giants defense, is just attack the edges. Throw screen after screen, throw short passes to the edges, and make the cornerbacks tackle, and run the ball up the middle, which is what's working right now for them because they just got 8 yards here. Good to see Mike McFadden back out there, though. And Trevor Lawrence just threw another 45-yard pass to Calvin Ridley. Another handoff to Ezekiel Elliott, who's going to run forward, and he's gotten 30 yards the last 2 times he touched the ball. Trevor Lawrence with 289 yards on 13 completions. Again, he's had a 57-yarder, a 45-yarder, a 42-yarder, and a 42-yarder today. Just huge plays all over the field for Trevor Lawrence. But back to Bailey Zappi, who's 6 for 6 for 38 yards. Another handoff to Ezekiel Elliott, who makes a guy miss in the weirdest way and ends up picking up 2 yards. Come on now, CJ. I need you to throw a touchdown instead of running for a touchdown, man. Like, if I could just get you to throw for that touchdown instead of running, I'd be pretty much done with my pickings for this week. But come on, man. Another screen to the edge, but he just drops that right there. So this makes this a 3rd and 8. Bailey Zapp throws his first incompletion at on a screen because of a drop. But other than that, again, he would be 7 for 7 because every single screen has pretty much netted positive yards until then. 3rd and 8 coming up. Bailey Zapp is going to actually have to. He's either going to throw another screen or he's going to have to throw it to the sticks. And again, that play clock ran out. And you got to sack him, man. You got to sack that dude. That is all on Bobby Okereke to not pick up that first down. I mean, to not get that sack, man. You got to get him down. You got to get him down right there. You came free. No one blocked you. You got to sack him, man. Come on now. You got Bailey Zappi out here improvising like he's Bailey Mahomes. And Bobby Okereke has forced a bunch of fumbles this year, but he's got to just get the quarterback down, man. Got to get the quarterback down. And Dable is challenging that, but that was a first down, and there's no point in challenging that. All right, I need Trevor to throw this one in. Trevor's got to go ahead and throw this one in the end zone here. So it's 3rd down here for Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars. Down 14-13. Let's see what they got going on. But like I said, he's got to get the quarterback down right there for Bobby Okereke. You came completely free right there. Just secure the sack. I understand like it'd be a huge play to get that ball out, but got to get the sack. All right, pass interference on against the Texans. So Texans got the ball at the 1. Jaguars got the ball at the 1. I'm sorry. Etienne didn't get any yardage right there. I just need Trevor to throw the ball in. Just throw the ball in, man. Just throw the ball into the end zone, Trevor. But that's something else, man. Bailey Zappi making plays. It looks like, I mean, if they continue to play this Patriots offense like this, I mean, not able to tackle, And that's really like what the weakness of this Giants defense has been all year is that they can't tackle. If they're able to do that, um, so Brian Dable's play call, his not play call, his challenge actually worked right there. So they'll have to go for it on 4th and 1. And you got another incomplete pass from Trevor Lawrence, man. Just score a touchdown, man. So this will make this a 4th and 1 here for the Patriots with Ezekiel Elliott in the backfield. And the way that their offensive line is played today, I wouldn't put it past them to score here. I mean, to pick up this first down here on 4th and 1. As they got a tight end lined up over center. 16, 15, 14. Is Zeke going to take this snap? So they called a timeout there. So instead of just, I mean, they could have just ran a quarterback sneak or ran it with Ezekiel Elliott up the gut, but they decided to just try to draw us offside. I don't understand that. Just run for it with Ezekiel Elliott and pick up a first down. The offensive line is one at the point of attack against this backup defensive line of the Giants pretty much all day. Thank you, Calvin Ridley. Touchdown. Trevor Lawrence scores a touchdown. So I need one more touchdown from Trevor Lawrence, and I need one more from C.J. Stroud. And I need Saquon to get about 30 more yards. Hopefully Saquon can get 30 yards on this drive. Gunner's got to field this punt first, and he does. All right, so this is a 7-7 game going into the fourth quarter for the Giants and Tommy DeVito. I just know Tommy DeVito is going to get in the end zone again. That's the funny thing about all of this. 12 for 19, 166, and a touchdown for DeVito so far. Can we throw the ball here on first down instead of running it? DeVito's going to have to get rid of this. He's going to take off and run, and he's going to drop the ball, and he's going to get it back. So he's got about 4 yards there on first down. Yeah, they poked that ball out. DeVito's kind of been holding that ball with one hand this whole time, but luckily he was able to get back on top of it. Second down, and I think, like I said, 6. And it looks like Darius Slayton has messed up his shoulder. I mean, his neck again. It looks like he probably has a stinger. We all thought it was like a wrist or something or a broken arm, but I think it's a stinger because they said neck on the report. So 2nd and 7 coming up for the Giants. Jalen Hyatt has to be out there if Slayton isn't out there. DeVito in the huddle. 18 seconds on the play clock. Oh, Hyatt isn't out there. Okay. Well, hand off to Saquon here on 2nd down. He's got space. He's going to jump cut back and pick up about 6 as we got a flag down. This may be going back. What's the call? Holding on offense. They're calling holding on Daniel Bellinger here. But let's see what it's just because the hand was outside. And he was holding. Yeah, he was definitely holding. Which he didn't need to. He could have just blocked him upfield and he just could have blocked him straight upfield. So we're going to the fourth quarter, 7-7. Again, not surprising. I was watching Authentic and the Beards uh, weekly show, the parlay that they have every week at 11 on Sundays. And I think Authentic predicted that we would win like 21-13. Doesn't look like that. It looks like I think the over under was like 33 points. Looks like we're going to be under that. Unless one of these offenses just explode in the fourth quarter. Man, I just cannot wait to see what we do this draft. Um, Tommy DeVito is at least making giving us some highlight plays a couple times a week, but we have got to. And Andrew Thomas is limping around again. Well, they got a picture of Brian Dable and Joe Judge talking before the game. I'm guessing. I guess they did work together. They definitely know each other. Um, I think they did work together though, because I mean, like I said, they definitely know each other because they both were at Bama. They both were at the Patriots. Man, good to see Joe Judge with another with a secure job, man. I like that dude. I didn't think he was ready. He might be a good head coach one day, but I just think his offensive coordinator and his quarterback weren't really in good spots, but he also just kind of got over the top with being conservative and not taking risk and playing not to lose. Next time he gets his opportunity, hopefully he does. But if he does get another opportunity, he's going to have to be more aggressive. He's going to have to kind of practice what he preaches. He's going to have to make sure that he gets the only. He got to make sure that he makes sure that he can pick his offensive and defensive coordinators because Jason Garrett kind of was bad. DeVito is trying to make something happen. DeVito is on the run. DeVito is going to throw this and almost threw his first interception, or what, second or third interception, actually, as we got another hold. Here on second and 17. Looks like another hold. Another hands to the face. Wow. Make it third and 17. And they declined that because, I mean, Belichick would probably want us to have one play to go 17 yards rather than two plays to go 22 yards. But this is the battle of like who's the worst player? Who's the Breida underneath? Breida's going to pick up about 10 and we're going to punt. But let's see. Let's see if what in the world? Let's see if I just saw something crazy on Twitter. But let's see if Bailey Zapp can continue to keep this Patriots offense moving. Fourth and 7, punt all the way down to the 24, and you got a face mask, and he's got to recover. Are you kidding me? This dude starts celebrating after grabbing the dude's face mask and forcing a fumble. And he didn't even realize he forced a fumble. He's celebrating while we could be getting recovering the fumble. Why are you celebrating? You got to be kidding me, man. He definitely grabbed that dude's face mask though. Like, come on now. Like, first off, that was a face mask. Second of all, like, you really went out there and start celebrating. Like, pay attention, man. Like, you see, like, if you just looked to the left, you would see that you would clearly see that the ball was out, but you just decided I'm gonna start celebrating. Yeah, that was a that was a John Bradshaw Layfield JB. That was a JBL clothesline or what's it called? A night train lane tackle. Like that's definitely not illegal, man. That's not a legal tackle. Like that's a night train lane tackle. But yeah, do you really think that Cam Brown is gonna think that his game his job is secure and not try when he's a special teamer? Even though you could argue maybe he was tanking by pretending he didn't see it. There's no way that that was a legal tackle. I just refuse to believe that. Well, there's no way you can argue that's a legal tackle, man. Like he clotheslined him, and then he grabbed the underneath. He grabbed his chin strap. Maybe that's legal, but I mean, I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to be able to grab the chin strap. Ramondre Stevenson again, just bulldozing. Him and Ezekiel Elliott just kind of bulldozed through this Giants offense. I mean, this Giants defense. 2nd and 1 here for Ramondre Stevenson, who's going to get a first down because the Giants, DJ Davidson, pushed him for a first down. That's a tank job for you right there. He was stopped until DJ Davidson got behind him and literally anchored in and pushed him for a first down. Let's see what's going on in this Texans Jags game. The Jags got the ball again. Trevor Lawrence has got to be well over 300, 331 and a touchdown. 1st and 10. For Bailey Zapp. This time he's dropping back and he's throwing an interception. I don't understand what is going on with these Patriots quarterbacks because no one over there was open. Why did they go away from the screenplays? Why would they go away from the screenplays? Like, there's no way, man. Like, there's no way that, like, why do you go away from the short passes if you're the Patriots? Like, why do you have Bailey Zapp dropping back like that when you can clearly just, that was ridiculously stupid. 1st and 10 here. Hand off to Saquon, who's going to pick up 3. Let's see what happened here on the all 22. Yeah, he's an idiot. That throw is not open. I'm sorry, it's not open. Like they're saying that McKinney read that, and he did read it well. But also, you should understand that the safety can clearly come from over the top and make that play. It's a horrible throw. Horrible decision is what I mean. 2nd and 7 coming up for Tommy DeVito, who's got time, and he's taking forever to he's actually completes that to Saquon, who picks up almost the first down. So he's going to be a yard or half a yard short. All right, Matt Breida. Matt Breida, I thought was finally about to break out and have like a 50-yard run, but nope. We'll just never get that from him. We'll never get that from him. Yeah, if anybody's tanking, it's Bill Belichick because his job is always secure. But I have no idea why they would go away from that. Pitch to Breida. Breida's got to read this well, and he's still fighting. And there's a flag on the field as we're going to probably go back 10 yards because of a block away from where the run was. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, because somebody is holding 5, 6, 7 yards down from where the play is happening, we go back 10 yards. Let's see. Yeah, he did hold. And it had no effect on the play either. He didn't even hold well. He didn't even successfully hold. 1st and 20 here for DeVito and the Giants. Perfectly good time to throw the ball. Please do not run it if you want to score. Probably a field goal here may win this game. 1st and 20 here. Paris Campbell in motion. Hand off to Saquon. Remember I said don't. Remember I said don't run the ball because you run the ball every first down and they know what you're doing. Well, that's what happens. That's hilarious. Brian Dable talking to Robert Kraft before the game, and he just kept patting him on the shoulder, like, "All right, now, okay, I'm leaving. All right, all right." It was like he wanted to walk away, and Bob Kraft just kept talking. 2nd and 20. Sterling Shepard hitting. Nice throw by DeVito to hit Shepard right there. And nice catch by Shep. Make it a 3rd and 15. Third and 15 here. DeVito 15 for 23 so far, 188 and a touchdown. Wandale in the slot. Breed in the backfield. Screen to Paris Campbell, and the throw was so bad that Paris Campbell had to fall down to get it. And like I said, a field goal here may win the game. Field goal here may win the game. .42 yards, and it is good. Giants go up 10 to 7. As the Jags still have the ball. I mean, Trevor Lawrence is just destroying the Texans defense. He's at 358 yards on 22 completions, averaging 16 yards per completion. So the Jags are at a 4th and 1 on Houston's 30. I would imagine they probably kick the field goal here. Doesn't make sense not to. They're up 21-14, so they probably kick a field goal here, which is good news for me because maybe that'll give C.J. Stroud incentive to do something and throw his touchdown. Yeah, we're not getting Caleb, Sean. We're not getting Caleb. We already got too many wins. At 3 wins, I mean, listen, we got 3 wins. The Bears have 3 wins. The Cardinals have 2 wins. The Patriots have 2 wins. Is it possible to get the first pick? Maybe, but I just don't. The Panthers still have 1 win. So I think at best we're getting the 2nd pick. At best, like if we lose out everything and everybody else wins. But I still think Caleb is going number 1. And I'm pretty sure don't the Bears have the Panthers number 1 overall pick? So the Bears would just take Caleb. Yeah, I think the Bears are going to take Caleb number 1. And then Drake May is in play number 2. So the Panthers play today. They're playing and they're losing right now. Pretty sure. Panthers are losing 17-10. So they got a shot. But if the Panthers don't win today, I really find it hard to believe them getting that pick up low enough for us to be at that number 1 pick. And I just don't think anyone's traded out of that number 1 pick that could possibly take Caleb. But maybe they have maybe they just don't have maybe somebody believes in Drake May more than Caleb Williams, and we get Caleb Williams at 2 or 3. But Marvin Harrison Jr. is definitely an option, but I want to take a quarterback round 1. So I would take Jaden Daniels or Penix or one of those guys. As this ball is going to sail into the end zone. I don't think the Bears are going to. They may believe in Fields, but I don't think that they're going to pass on Caleb Williams. I think it's one of those situations where, like, if they have the third overall pick or fourth, and there's not one of the top quarterbacks there, that they would not take one. But I think even if they believe in Fields, they're not going to pass on Caleb. It's just so hilarious that the Patriots could literally run the ball probably every play to win this game. Look at Bijan, man. Look at Bijan finally getting his shine. Oh man, I know my fantasy team is probably doing horribly because, like I said, I didn't update it. I don't even want to look at it. I did not look at my fantasy team all week this week, so I know I got guys starting that did not play today. Looks like I'll still win. Looks like I lucked out actually. Ezekiel is going to pick up this first down, but I started Tank Dell. I started the Giants defense. Drake London I have on the bench. Bijan Robinson I have on the bench for who? Because I didn't update my thing. Yeah, it looks like I'll still win this week, but Bijan Robinson I have on the bench. So if someone that I'm playing against has a good game, then I lost because I didn't start Bijan Robinson again. The sacks are coming from everywhere, not Andrew Thomas's side and not the center, but pretty much. I mean, it's mostly always coming from the right side, the pressure. But even then, the pressure hasn't been bad. It's been mostly times where we've held onto the ball for like 3-4 seconds. Second and 11 coming up for Bailey Zapp and the Patriots. If they know what's good for them, they're going to throw another short screen. It's in the air. I mean, the Giants have to know that this is coming. Like, they got to know it's coming. If I'm playing edge for the Giants, I'm just putting both hands up and I'm hoping to catch an interception on one of these. Yeah, they're horrible, man. This is literally like watching paint dry. Third and 11 here for the Patriots as they're gearing up to punt it back to us. Not only did he not get that playoff, there was also a false start, and Jihad Ward gets the sack there. I like how the referees are just not calling any of these false starts and delayed games because they're like, I just want to get this game over with. Fourth and 18, another punt today, folks. Another punt. The Giants might win this game outright. They might win this game like completely just outright, man. Like they were 4-point underdogs today, so like I said, they could just completely just go out and win this game. Yeah, it's nice to see Hyatt go over 100 for the first time. Now we just need to get Hyatt in the end zone. He hasn't been there since the preseason, so we just got to get Hyatt in the end zone because we don't want him to go through his entire rookie season without getting a touchdown. But yeah, the Patriots are definitely tanking, and when I say they're tanking, I mean Bill Belichick is definitely the only coach in the league that can probably get away with sabotaging the way that he is. All right, let's look at this Jags game. Jags kicked the field goal. I need CJ Stroud to put together a magic play. A magic wow. They just went for it on 4th and 1, and CJ Stroud threw an incompletion. So looks like my pick'ems for this week probably they're not looking the best right now because I still need Saquon to get like 35 yards, and I still need Trevor Lawrence to throw a touchdown, and I need CJ Stroud to throw a touchdown. So all this needs to happen for in the Texans game for I just saw Greg Olsen take off the fake wig. But all this needs to happen in like the next like 8 minutes. And I just don't think that'll happen for the Texans and Jags game. You said you think we treat Pitts right. Kyle Pitts is, man, free Kyle Pitts, man. So there's 9 minutes left in the Texans and Jags game. Jags are up by 10. Maybe Trevor Lawrence throws a touchdown here, and then CJ Stroud scores a garbage time touchdown. Hand off to Saquon again on 1st down. I mean, how much more predictable can you be here on 1st down? Like you're running it every single 1st down. Every single 1st down we run the ball, and it's like an outside zone or off tackle every time. Pitts. Yeah, I feel bad for Kyle Pitts. I feel bad for Drake London, who actually had a decent game today, but yeah, unfortunate for both them and everybody in Atlanta. And Jalen Hyatt with another nice catch. And Devito kind of stared down Jalen Hyatt big time right there. Hyatt 5 catches for 109 yards on 6 targets. So only one incompletion going to Hyatt, and that incompletion was 40 yards downfield. 3rd and 2 here. DeVito back there by himself. Saquon in motion. DeVito's got to make a decision here on 3rd and 2, man. You got to get rid of the ball quicker than that, and he's just going to take a sack. That's the problem. Like, that's the thing that makes me say is we got a Patriots guy injured. But that's the thing that makes me say, man, like DeVito is not going to be a guy for us going forward because he just kind of holds onto the ball and just doesn't make decisions sometimes, which is fine because he's not turning it over, but it causes a lot of sacks for him. So maybe DeVito, like I said, can be that future backup for us. That'd be great. Hometown kid gets to be a backup, gets a nice backup contract eventually. But there were guys open. Shep is open, Wandale is open, and he just kind of held on to the ball. You got to get rid of it. Like that ball has to come out on 3rd and 2 immediately. That's one thing Tyrod was good at is like reading that thing pre-snap, knowing where to go, knowing where the defense will be, and getting the ball to the guy. That's what Tyrod was best at doing. But it seems like DeVito is best at scoring. So, yeah. Yeah, he had 2 guys wide open in the middle of the field. Jamie Gillen with the towel that he's using to dry off his hands, and he just throws it on the ground. Wouldn't it be hilarious if a guy started returning the punt and he tripped on Jamie Gillen's towel on the ground? Jamie Gillen getting in his best punt practice here. And they'll get the ball at the 50. So if there's any shot for them to kick a field goal, hopefully this game doesn't go into overtime. Please. Please don't make this game go into overtime. Please don't make me go like. Please don't make this game go in overtime. First and 10, Mac Jones in the shotgun. Handoff to Ramondre Stevenson, who again picks up 6 yards. And for some reason, the Patriots consistently go away from the run. Second and 4 coming up. Another handoff to Ramondre Stevenson. This time he gets 0 yards. And you got a 3rd and 4. If I'm the Patriots, I just hand the ball off on 3rd and 4 or throw a screen. But probably the Giants. Probably the Giants. Probably the Giants are sitting on one of these screens to the outside. So I would just throw a shuttle screen right open in the middle of the field, as we got 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I would just throw a screen to the middle of the field instead of the edge, so this doesn't become a pick six for the Giants. The dude is false starting every single time. Are you kidding me? Bailey Zappi is horrible, man. Like, you kidding me? He threw the ball directly to the guy. So 2 minutes left. The Pats are on 4th and 4? I mean, they've got to go for it, you would think. There's 2 minutes left. Do they have all 3 timeouts? I mean, maybe they can justify not going for it, but they got to go for it. I still need 30 yards from Saquon Barkley. Still need 30 yards from him. Doesn't look like I'm going to get that. CJ Stroud making some plays. Looks like he might get his second touchdown as they're at the Jacksonville 21. So I might get that part of it, but the Saquon part looks like I won't get. I need a 30-yard run from Saquon. I know he has it in him, man. I know he has it in him. I know he got it in him. If I can get that, man, that'd be great. Just go ahead and try to go for this on 4th down. She said just punt it on first. Yeah, they definitely are tanking, and they're definitely doing it more obvious than we are, because Bill Belichick just has complete control of that team, and he's not going to get fired no matter what. And the players aren't trying to lose. It's just Bill Belichick is just throwing in weird play calls every once in a while. Fourth and 4. Bobby Okereke Man on man with Ramondre Stevenson. They're sending a blitz after Bailey Zappi, and they're not going to get this. So the Giants have the ball here on 1st and 10. I just need 30 yards from you, Saquon. I just need 30 yards from you. Give me that 30-yard run. Give me a 60-yard touchdown run. Give me like a 60-something yard touchdown run. That'll put money in my pocket. What? That was a first down? What? I got completely confused. I thought that they didn't get that, but apparently it was a first down. I probably was looking at the green marker as a first down marker. I really thought that they didn't get that for some reason. I don't know why. CJ Stroud got me a touchdown. So come on now. Saquon, give me this ball back. Give me this ball back, Saquon. Come on now. Yeah, I think I was looking at the green marker, not paying attention, thinking that was the first down marker for some reason. So Stroud got his second touchdown. I just need Saquon to get 30 yards rushing. So get me this ball back. Pick up another. Oh my! Look at Ramondre Stevenson, man. It looks like the Patriots might be trying to run this game out. Ramondre has to be over at least over 80, 90 yards, doesn't he? Because he's pretty much done whatever he's wanted on like 90% of the plays that he's been out there. That he's ran the ball at least. Ramondre Stevenson, 20 carries for 96 yards. Make that 21 carries for 98 yards. This isn't looking good for me getting 30 more yards from Saquon. Y'all are running way too much clock off. Way too much clock. Because now if you don't get this, guys, if they don't, please make them kick a field goal because now I need them to go to overtime for my money. So if they don't get this, or if they do get a touchdown, the game's over, and I don't have time for Saquon to get his 30 yards. Come on now, Bailey. I need you to not get this first down so y'all can kick a field goal. And sadly, we're gonna have to go to overtime with this team. Sadly, we're gonna have to watch this team go into overtime if I want to get my underdog fantasy money. Oh boy. Can you just tackle this dude, please? Thank you. Now they're gonna have to kick this field goal so I can get my money. I don't care what happens as long as I get my 30 yards from Saquon, and I just need I need one more touchdown from Trevor Lawrence, and I get my payout from Underdog Fantasy. By the way, if you haven't used Underdog Fantasy, I play it every week. I love it. I do the pick'ems every week where you pick higher or lower for every player. You can use insurance. You can use insurance that will allow you to only get 4 out of 5 right. So I love it. Use code Diggy and you'll get $100 matched to the first 100 you put in, or if you put in 5, you'll get $5 matched if you use code Diggy. So definitely check them out. They're a sponsor on the channel. But for now, I'm trying to get my Underdog Fantasy payout. And for that to happen, I need him to make this 35-yard field goal so Saquon can get me 30 yards rushing. I just need them to kick this field goal, Saquon break off a 30-something yard carry, and to me, I won the game. I won. Like, to me, at that point, I won the game. All right, Trevor, I need you to get this first down, man. I need Trevor Lawrence to get this first down. I don't want any shenanigans out of you. I'm going to have to root for 2 games to go into overtime. Fourth and 5. Please make this for my money's sake. Please make it. Oh, my. Oh, no. No, my money. Oh, man. Well, that just kills all the excitement for what I wanted as far as getting this underdog payout, but the Giants managed to win another game. The Giants get the 4 wins. I just wanted my underdog payout. Like, why does Saquon have 40 yards and we win the game? I just needed one 30-something yard carry from Saquon. And I just know now that this didn't happen. I just already know that Trevor Lawrence is going to go out here and throw for his second touchdown. And I don't get my payout. Yeah, Caleb is finished at that point. But, yeah, just come on, man. Now, I'm happy for the team that they got to win, but I just wanted my payout. That's it. That's all I wanted. I just wanted my payout. But Saquon couldn't get 70-something yards. So, first win versus the Patriots at home since the 80s. Are you kidding me? Bailey Zapp looks heated. Mac Jones looks heated. I don't know. That was Bailey Zapp, I think. But something else here. What does this mean for the Giants? It means we're not getting the first pick. We're not getting the second pick either. Just too many teams that are at 3 wins that I just don't think all of them would win enough games for us to get the second pick. So we're looking at this 3 through 8 range right now. We're looking through the 3 through 8 range. No difference makers. All right, man. We don't have to overreact like this. We're getting a difference maker in the draft. They may not be the quarterback that we want, but again, we have 2 second-round picks, folks. We have a 3rd-round pick this year. We have a 1st-round pick next year. We got a 2nd-round pick next year. Those are 5 picks that we could leverage to move up to either get the 2nd overall pick or get the 4th overall pick or 3rd overall pick to go up and get Jaden Daniels or go up and get whatever one of those players we want. So it's not that big of a deal, folks. We're not getting the 1st or 2nd pick, but I kind of already knew that to start the season. I kind of knew that halfway through the season. We had an outside shot, if Tommy DeVito was the bad player that we thought he'd be. We're not accomplishing anything, Brian. Well, what I'll say, Brian, is that we're accomplishing culture, which it sounds like BS. It sounds like BS but Brian Dable is showing it's what you got to do, man. It's what you got to do to move up. It is what it is. It's why we got that pick back for Leonard Williams. It's just what you got to do to move up. But again, would I have rather them scored a touchdown? What I would have rather happened is us to what I would have rather happened is for us to go to overtime and Saquon give me my 70-something yards so I could get my payout from underdog. But what happened is that, we won some games. The team is going to be a better team next year, culture-wise and confidence-wise. If they go into this next season having won some games when people completely gave up on them. So it just is what it is, man. Like we're gonna win some games. We're not going to lose on purpose. No one's losing. You can't lose on purpose. It just doesn't exist in this league. And we will be able to get a guy like Jaden Daniels. We will be able to get a guy like JJ McCarthy. We will be able to get a guy like Penix. Or if the opportunity arises, teams trade picks all the time to go up and get um, top quarterbacks. It's just what happens in the league. If you think that a guy is worth taking with the first or second pick in the draft, you don't have any issues trading a number one or number two pick or multiple twos and a one to go up and get a guy like Drake May or go up and get a guy like Kate. You don't have any issue doing that. So all these things, we're going to get a quarterback regardless. And if we don't, if the Giants have the 5th overall pick and don't take a quarterback, you would have been more angry because they would have just taken Marvin Harrison Jr. But again, Tommy DeVito was not going to go out there and play bad on purpose. Saquon Barkley was not going to go out there and play bad on purpose so they could say, listen, we're not even going to tag you this time. This time, no team is going to even pay you more than $7 million. So these teams these players aren't going to go out there and play badly on purpose. But of course, I would have rather gotten Caleb or Drake May, but we had an outside shot at getting one of those guys. And if we don't, we're in a draft where a lot of these quarterbacks that are after Caleb Williams and Drake May would have been the number one or number two quarterback going in past drafts. So it is what it is. If the Jets took Trevor Lawrence, they probably find a way to ruin him. Me talking on the Jets specifically, but it is what it is. It is what it is. You can't go out there and throw games. Like, no player is going to go out there and throw a game on purpose because it doesn't benefit them. So we're going to have whatever pick we're going to have. And it's just thinking about it like this. Like, it's like the analogy people say, like people my age, they say, oh man, I missed out on great home prices. I missed out on this. I missed out on that when I was in 3rd grade. You were in 3rd grade. You never had a shot at it anyway. They definitely are a difference. They're not the same level of player, but they can be because nothing's a guarantee. There's nothing is a guarantee that Caleb Williams and Drake May are guaranteed to be Hall of Fame quarterbacks and they're going to be amazing quarterbacks. Because if you had people telling me that Bryce Young was going to be an amazing quarterback and they're showing him right now, and he doesn't look all that amazing, even though he doesn't have much around him. But Jaden Daniels is having probably the second best quarterback season statistically of all time. He's on pace for that after Joe Burrow, and he's actually on pace for more, but I don't think he'll finish it with a championship. So he's not going to have the best or greatest season of all time. But Jaden Daniels statistically is putting up, he's already at 4,500 yards passing. And over 1,000 yards rushing, I'm pretty sure at this point. So Jaden Daniels is putting on a clinic. So you mean to tell me that there's no way that Jaden Daniels could possibly do that in the NFL? Now, is he going to do what he's doing now? No. Even Joe Burrow didn't do what he did in college. But there's a shot that he goes out there and looks like an MVP caliber quarterback. And there's definitely a shot that a guy like Michael Penix Jr., who, throws darts all over the field, can throw the ball deep with the best of them. There's a shot that he becomes that type of quarterback. There's a shot that J.J. McCarthy is a guy that can drop back and be on time and be athletic and be a player like Tua. There's a shot that, what's the other guy? Ewers went back. Shedeur Sanders went back. But there's a shot that these guys could be good players. There's a shot that these guys could be great players. Like, did you really look at every single Hall of Fame quarterback and say this guy has all the tools and he's going to be an amazing quarterback? Or some of them surprise you. Some of them were just good players in college and people underrated them and they got into the NFL and were good players. But, as far as Caleb Williams and Drake May, they could be Hall of Fame players or they could be players that are overhyped. And not even to say that I think they're overhyped because I don't think they are. But anything can happen, man. Like, you got to take what you can take. Because right now, I'm telling you, these players are not going to lose on purpose to please the fans. They're not going to lose on purpose. They're not going to go out there and these players are trying to feed their families. As I said last week, they're not going to go out there and tank and lose games on purpose when none of this is going to benefit them. Xavier McKinney's not going to be here next year. Let's go over the guys that made plays today. Xavier McKinney's not going to be here next year. Jihad Ward probably won't be here next year. Bobby Okereke will be here next year. But all these players that made plays, man, most of you guys are not guaranteed to have big payouts. And New England, literally, last week, they gave us 6 turnovers, folks. This week, they gave us 3 turnovers, 3 interceptions. So you can only do so much, man. Like, the Giants put up 7 points. We put up 10 points today. We did our best as far as tanking goes. They just did it better than us because they're a worse team than us. And New England deserves a higher pick than us because they're a worse team. Looking at Jaden Daniels' stats this year, I mean, the dude has 3,800 yards, 40 touchdowns passing. And then when you look at rushing, this is just Jaden Daniels. He's got 1,100 rushing yards, and he's got 10 rushing touchdowns. He's got 50 touchdowns so far this year, and he's got 3,900. He's got 4,900 yards and 50 touchdowns. And the season's not over yet. In 12 games, he's got 4,900 yards and 50 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. So to say Jaden Daniels, I mean, can't be a difference maker, I just would just say just give him a chance. Because if he's putting up these kind of numbers in college, he's got to be able to put something up in the NFL. And let's remind ourselves, folks. Patrick Mahomes went outside the top 10, or at the bottom of the top 10 if he did. Deshaun Watson went outside the top 10. Josh Allen went outside the top 10. And when I say outside the top 10, maybe they were picked 9th. I don't remember. But these guys went late in the top 10. Aaron Rodgers went in the 20s. But do you see what Tommy DeVito was doing with Brian Daboll in this offense? Imagine if you had Jaden Daniels and Malik Neighbors in this offense. Imagine if you had J.J. McCarthy in this offense. Imagine if you had Penix or any first-round prospect in this offense when Tommy DeVito is going out here and they look competent last week and they look semi-competent this week. They just made a bunch of mistakes. So just imagine what they're going to look like. Just imagine what they're going to look like in this offense. A guy like Jaden Daniels, who, again, 4,900 yards this year and 50 touchdowns. I can't ignore that. Can I go Tigers? But can I ignore that? No, I just can't ignore that. That type of production is not something that you just sneeze at. That type of production is not something that you sneeze at. Because Jaden Daniels has Malik Neighbors, who's a very talented player. But he's not Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. He's not Jamar Chase and Justin. He does not have Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson out there, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Thad Moss and all of these dominant college. He does not have all of those guys. He's got some good players, but he does not have the team that 2019 LSU was. So he will. Jaden Daniels is making something happen. 1,100 rushing yards is something serious. The problem hasn't been because we haven't lost enough. We've lost enough games to get good players. The problem hasn't been that we haven't lost enough games. The problem has been that we have not drafted good players. We've been in position to take good players. We just haven't taken them. That's been the problem. Jaden Daniels will be a great upgrade. Might not be on Mayor Williams level, but he's still an impact player. And that's what I'm saying is, how do we know? How do we know that he won't be on Williams or Drake May's level? We haven't seen any of these players play in the NFL. And if you're going by college, he puts up better numbers than them. Now he's on a better team than both of them, but he still puts up better numbers. LSU's offensive line is playing a little bit better than they have in the past, which is helping him out a lot. But dude still is putting up crazy numbers, man. Video game numbers, like ridiculous historical numbers. So I'm not going to buy that he's not an impact player just because he's not May or Williams. And like I said, anything can happen. If you can take a guy that can be, and this isn't me saying that any of these guys in the draft are Patrick Mahomes, but if you can take a guy that you believe is Patrick Mahomes, if you can take Patrick Mahomes, are you going to be mad that you had to give up a second-round pick and a third-round pick next year? Are you really going to be upset that you had to give up some picks? How many picks would you trade right now for Patrick Mahomes? So type that in the chat, folks, as I hit this record button so I can record this post game. What would you trade right now for Patrick Mahomes on a rookie deal? If you could get Patrick Mahomes on a rookie deal, what would you trade for him? As I hit this record so I can record this post game. What's going on, YouTube? Diggy546. The Giants proved that they're not the worst team in the NFL, at least this week. They're not the worst offense in the NFL. Maybe they are, but today they proved that they're not the worst offense in the league against the other worst offense in the league, the Patriots. All I can say is this game was a complete snoozer. I can barely remember much of what happened in this game besides Jalen Hyatt finally had a 100-yard game. Still couldn't get in the end zone because guys can't hit him in stride, but finally had a 100-yard game on 6 targets, 5 catches, 109 yards. Real good game from Jalen Hyatt. Darius Slayton fought through that stinger injury I think he had and made a couple nice catches. I think he had 3 targets, 2 catches for 16 yards. So shout out to Darius for fighting through. Wando Robinson continues to catch these short passes and had a drop today, and a fumble, by the way, which probably puts us at probably like 14 points today. But anyway, Wandale continues to catch these short passes and get some yak after. So I'm excited to see Wandale Robinson with a better quarterback and when this offense is really open. Saquon Barkley with his quietest game in a while. So total, Saquon had 52 yards total today. So quietest game for Saquon. I had an underdog. I picked him to go higher than 73 yards a day, and he couldn't do it. So that's kind of unfortunate for me, but quiet game for Saquon today. But nonetheless, when he touched the ball, he kind of was impactful. Looking at the rest of what happened today, McKinney had 10 tackles, an interception, 2 pass deflections. Adoree had a pass deflection. Kayvon had a pass deflection. Bobby Okereke had 2. He had an interception. He almost returned for a touchdown. He also had, as they're showing some of these highlights from the Texans game, but a ton of guys just made plays today. Isaiah Simmons was the one that applied that pressure for Bobby Okereke to catch that interception. And Bailey Zappi and Mac Jones were just horrible today. It's just that simple. They were just bad. And then I'll just go back to the whole conversation on tanking, folks. The Giants now have won 4 games. So we can possibly be picking as probably as low as 8 or 9 this year because it's possible we beat one of these teams this year. I think we played the Packers, we played the Saints, and then we played the Eagles twice. So it's possible we win 1 or 2 more games. So we could possibly be a team that picks outside of the top 8. So that could be very, very difficult for us. But again, I mean, we have these 2 second-round picks this year, so we can do some moving around if we need to. But it's different getting a team to move from 3-6 or 3-8, and then moving to 3 to 11 or 12. So we may have to do a trade down to 8 and then a trade down to 3 or something like that if we want to move up for a quarterback. The first pick is off the table at this point. First pick's off the table. Second pick is probably off the table too, unless a lot of these teams win games. So we're looking at best, the third pick in the draft. Realistically, I'm thinking we pick around 6 or 7 this year. And a lot of people are going to be really upset about that. A lot of people are going to be really upset that we had a shot. Like, teams are going out there and drawing up plays and trying to execute to lose games. We had a shot at winning the first or second overall pick, as people probably are feeling. We had a shot at getting that first or second overall pick if we just lost out. If Tommy DeVito was the horrible player that he was and his first or second time appearing. And he's just been too solid. The defense has been too solid. And we just haven't been able to be that bad. So we're not picking first or second. And it's just that simple. I mean, what do you do? Again, I'll go down the list of players. Isaiah Simmons. Do you think Isaiah Simmons is gonna play bad and put that on tape when he's trying to get paid? He's trying to feed his family. Do you think that Xavier McKinney, who's trying to get a big deal as a safety, you think that he's going to go out there and lose on purpose? Do you think that that a guy like Tyree Phillips is going to not block on purpose, then he doesn't have a deal next year? Do you think that Brian Dable, who's seen the past 2 coaches get fired in their second year, you think Brian Dable is just going to lose out and just call bad plays on purpose? And not that he's calling plays, but you think he's gonna throw games? Do you think that Tommy DeVito? First off, if you're Tommy DeVito, fans are like, blah, blah, blah. We know that Tommy DeVito isn't going to be the quarterback next year as far as the starting quarterback. We know that. We know he's probably never going to be a starting quarterback week 1 of an NFL season. So do you really believe, folks, do you think that Tommy DeVito, who's from Jersey, who grew up a Giants fan, I'm assuming he grew up as a Giants fan. Maybe he didn't. But you really think that him, who grew up as a Giants fan, who I'm assuming that, but whatever, he grew up in New Jersey and watched the Giants on TV every week. Do you really believe that this guy gets a chance to be the starting quarterback the rest of the season for this team? And he's going to go out there and say, I'm going to throw some interceptions. I'm going to fumble the ball on purpose. I'm going to not make plays because I would rather next year be jobless, not be on an NFL team, and not have a chance to be a backup anywhere. I would rather do that than have a shot to possibly fool a team. And this is really low. This is really unlikely. Possibly fool a team into making me their starter next year, which he probably believes because he's self-confident. He said he's a professional player. Possibly be a team starter next year, or more realistically, be a team's backup next year, or be the Giants' backup and get a nice deal as a backup quarterback. So why in the world would Tommy DeVito play badly on purpose? That makes no sense. Think about what you're saying before you say it. Why would these players play badly on purpose when the only thing that they're going to gain from this is making less money, being out of the league, not being a starter? That's the only thing they can gain from doing it, because there's not guarantees that they'll be on this team next year. There's not guarantees that they'll be in the league next year. And why would we go out there and why would players go out there and throw games? So you're going to get what your team is. If your team is the worst team in the league, you're going to get the first pick. The Panthers are doing it at a high level. They're the worst team. The Patriots are one of the worst teams. They're doing it at a high level. If you're not the worst team in the league, you're just the bottom third worst in the team. It just is what it is. That's what you are. You're probably, out of the 32 teams, you're probably the 27th worst team, or maybe you're the 29th. But that doesn't guarantee you the first or second pick. You're not entitled to the first or second pick unless you're the first or second worst team in the league. And if the Giants are winning games, they're not the worst worst or second worst team in the league. Now again, looking at Jaden Daniels, who's been lighting the league on fire, lighting college football on fire. The guy has 50 total touchdowns and 4,900 yards, and the season isn't over yet. Over 1,100 rushing yards, 3,800 passing yards, 40 passing touchdowns, 10 rushing touchdowns. The dude is having a historically great season. The only reason that we're not looking at it with more amazement is because Joe Burrow had a season just like this a couple of years ago. And looking at Malik Neighbors, is he Jamar Chase? No. Looking at Brian Thomas, is he Justin Jefferson? No. So just think about this, folks. Just think about this, folks. Jaden Daniels in this offense. I feel like Jaden Daniels could be a good player, a great player in this offense. If Tommy DeVito looks like how he's looked, where he's got 7 touchdowns and 3 starts, imagine what Jaden Daniels could look like. And Jaden Daniels, maybe he goes 3rd overall, maybe he goes 4th or 5th. He's not making it outside of the top 10 now. He's just not. So if he does that, do you really think that even if the Giants are picking 10th, that they can't maneuver up to the 3rd or 4th pick? I think they can. They have the resources. They have the picks. I think they very much can move up. And I think they will move up if they want a quarterback this year. Now, I want a quarterback. All Giants fans pretty much want a quarterback this year. But if they want to be stingy and not take one, people are going to be very upset. So you got Jaden Daniels. You got Penix. You got J.J. McCarthy. You even got Bo Nix, even though I'm not a fan at all. But you got a ton of options at quarterback this year. And if they don't take one, they're going to lose a lot of fans. And when I say lose fans, I'm saying guys are just not going to tune in. People aren't going to tune in to watch a guy try to break out in year 6. When we saw a guy put up 7 touchdowns who's probably going to have more than 12 this year. DeVito will probably have more than 12 touchdowns this year, which is something that Daniel Jones put up in 14 games or 15 games. Some seasons, he put up like 12 touchdowns. So we will have a shot to get a quarterback. It's just all about if this franchise wants to screw Giants fans over and not take one. So those are my thoughts. Nothing eventful this game. I mean, we put up 10 points. They put up 7. It just is what it is. They're better. They're a worse team than us. And it's not guaranteed that any of these quarterbacks are going to be better than Jaden Daniels. It's not guaranteed that Caleb Williams and Drake May are going to be better than Jaden Daniels. So let's just wait for this thing to play out. We could very well trade up for the 1st overall pick or the 2nd overall. But let's wait for things to play out. And once those things play out, we'll be able to talk about what happened. But the draft is in April or in May. So let's watch it play out, and then let's make our decision. So that's my take on it. You guys let me know what you're thinking. I know some people are furious and are breaking their furniture and everything that the Giants won another game. But me, I just want to see entertaining football, and I at least got to see that from Jalen Hyatt today. So appreciate y'all for sticking for this long. Marvin Harrison Jr. is probably the best wide receiver prospect I've ever seen. Going back to last year and the year before, the dude is amazing. But I'm going to jump out of here. I'm going to get me some food. You guys enjoy the 4 o'clock slot games, and I will catch you. I try to get videos out during the week. I'll have some more time this week, so maybe I can look at some tape, look at Jalen Hyatt's first 100-yard game and get that tape out for you all this week. But I'm going to get out of here and get some food. Appreciate y'all for sticking in.